Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching. This is Ritsuko no Osaka coming at you with Risk of Rain 2. Surprise! I know it's supposed to be it's going to be a dreams stream, but Kronos told us yesterday that Risk of Rain 2 was on sale on the PSN. And I've been really wanting to play it. I've been really wanting to stream it, and I had enough money sitting in my US PSN. So we went and we jumped with it. The internet connection quality is currently not sufficient to broadcast gameplay. Okay. That's it's good to get that warning out of the way right up front, you know. We just wanna make sure that we know that we might be well, hopefully it's not gonna break on us, the connection. Gonna give a little bit of time. Hi, how you doing, yo? It is a pleasure to see you as always. Oh, there was internet connection quality insufficient for broadcast gameplay type thing. It comes up every now and then in streams. It doesn't usually translate into the stream dropping out, but it always freaks me out whenever it does. Well, I'm glad to hear that. I'm very glad to hear that. And life is treating you well? Seems like you had fun at Midsummer last night? We are still, we're waiting for that to come to Japan. As far as I know, it's not here yet. But as we were saying, we are going to be rocking some Risk of Rain 2. Game audio is quite high. That's interesting. I'll dumb it down a little bit more. I had it set down to 80, but maybe that's a little bit too much. Hold on a second. This is not where I need to be. Huh. Okay. Unfortunately, so this is a port from the PC version. A little bit persnickety. Let's get it down to 60, maybe? Gosh, this is so hard to do. And the font is really tiny. It's 54. I want it. That's 65. Come here. Alright, let's bring that a little bit more. Yeah, I think they did not, or they have not implemented this really for controller. It's treating me well as can be, and I had fun with Midsummer. That's wonderful. Music swells, it's hard to hear you, and that sounds better. Okay. Well, let's stick with that. And if it feels like it's getting a little bit loud again, let me know. And I will okay, I can see how that might be. Because I put my headphones down a little bit. Maybe we should set it down just a touch more. Just a bit. Yes, slider. I would like you to slide. Come on. I hate these sliders. Yeah, clearly they were thinking about using the mouse when they had this planned out and designed. Get that down a little bit. Stop. Controller sensibility. Controller sensibility, yes. Controller sensitivity seems to be a wee bit high. There we go. Okay, so that's 750 there. You know something fun? I turned on larger font for PS4 version of Monster Hunter, and it's still too small to read. Oh, that is weird. I don't know, like, because I've had that come up in other games. Like, the Dreams font size is really, really small on menus. And I don't know, like, what developers are thinking when they're designing their UIs like that. Like, what kind of screen that they're using or how large it appears to them. Because some of the fonts I see in games are just teeny tiny. And my eyes are not, they're not Fabu. So, well, let's jump in. Now, I've played Risk of Rain 2 on PC a little bit, but my laptop just couldn't handle it. And I was pants. I was terrible pants. Hopefully the hardware issues being settled, with it being on PS4, will bring my truly poor playing into the fore. It's especially weird because these are developed on console first. Yeah, I mean, that is... you would think, right? Alright, we've got our commando. They are the only character that's available to us at the moment. And, oh my god, that is tiny. The commando is a jack-of-all-trades character that is reliable in all situations of the game. Double tap is powerful but at both short and long range, firing quickly and activating many item effects. Effective use of his tactical dive, well, I'm going to say their tactical dive, is key to dodging heavily telegraphed attacks. Okay. Suppressive fire can be used repeatedly to stun a single enemy or stun a group. Okay. Phase rounds can pass through walls. Use that to our advantage. Okie dokie. We could try doing that. I am concerned my laptop will not be able to run Control. And why is there no UI scaling? God, I wish I knew. I honestly do. Let's see. Double tap is R2. And I don't remember the other buttons, so we're going to figure those out. Phase round, tactical dive, suppressive fire. Alright, let's just jump right into it, and we're going to see how we do. And hopefully we won't have too many flying enemies, because those usually kill me. Alright, distant roost, ground zero. We'll escape our pod. R2, L2, L1, R1. Gotcha. So the R2 doesn't need any, whatchamacallit, doesn't need any refresh. Everything else does. Oh, who's shooting at me? At least it's not, like when I was playing on, oh, we can sprint? Ah, that's a good thing to know. Are you dead? You are dead. Ah! Ah! I think those flying skulls are shooting at me again. Well, that turned out pretty well. Sprint is that a toggle? I'm not sure. I've got a little sprint icon on the screen now. Oh, I kind of understand. I guess that's for multiplayer to set up where we're going. I do love the look of the game, though. It is such a gorgeous little gem. I miss the, please, thank you. I miss the, pixel art of the first Risk of Rain, but, ah, god, there's many of these things. So far out of the games you played, I think I've only been familiar with 2 of them. Oh god, we ragdolled. This is gonna be interesting. Well, I'm glad to bring up some new games for folks. That's always a fun one. We did quite poorly in our first run, and that's okay. That's okay. Exit escape pod. Find and activate teleporter. Right. That's what we usually need to do. Now, Risk of Rain is a kind of roguelite. Well, Risk of Rain 2, but also Risk of Rain 1. Kind of sort of roguelike where you have a number of possible levels that will be selected for you in each kind of stage, or a number of stages that will be selected for you each level, I guess would be a better way to put that. And basically we've got to activate a teleporter and then not die. And then we move on to the next, and move on to the next, and, you know, hopefully continue to not die for as long as possible. Now, what was our interact button? Do we have enough money? Do we have any money? Excuse me, Lemurian. I'd like to mug you. Would that be okay? Now, where is our money listed? Alright, so yeah, we did have money, I just can't see it. Ocular HUD. Gain 100% critical strike chance for 8 seconds. Oh, wow. Okay, that could be good. I like these little trilobites. And the Lemurians are also fancy. I don't like the floating skulls, but thankfully we are not seeing any of them, so that's cool. And I need to remember that I do have other abilities. I do seem to forget that quite often. Alright, trilobite. How about a trilobite offer? No, that doesn't work. That's a bad joke. It's a dead joke. This is the thing where the sequel is 3D compared to the first game in the series. Yes. And top left. Oh, I can see it, and it is tiny. Once again, foiled by the UI. We're actually hitting things, which is much better than I did on the PC version. But we're not getting frame drops, so that probably helps out a lot. You have 32 monies now. The best form of currency is definitely monies. And I would like to have all the monies. But I think that this area that we're on is dead end. So let's zoop over to someplace else. Let's not fall off the map. That's good. Yeah, it was a really big shock seeing the change from the original to the 3D. It grew on me pretty quick looking at screenshots, but it did take a lot of getting used to. But they handled the design of the creatures and the characters so well that I think it's a lot more forgivable than it would have been otherwise. Oh my god, there are so many of you. It's like a conga line of death. Death is your gift. It is for you. Well, I don't want death. It's not even my birthday. Okay, we'll stand still for a moment. No, we will not stand still at all. Run! Run, Risco, run! Activate that baby, yo! Alright, well, we've got a beetle queen now. If you know what I mean, she's a beetle queen. And I don't... Oh, there she is. Oh, look at her. She is cute as hell. Oh, my beetly girl. I'm gonna die. Oh, hold on. We need to just, well, bug off? No, that doesn't really work. It's a bad pun. Never mind. We'll ditch that. We are taking so much damage, and that's a problem. So why don't we actually use our other abilities? That's our suppressive fire. Good. That's a dodge roll. Excellent. That's a ragdoll. The monies is Urkin currency. Oh, right. You're right. It is Urkin currency, and we did die. What? I do expect many deaths this stream. By the way, I'm accepting of the fact that we will die quite often. And that's okay. So then now, so cause you're in Australia land. You're in Australia. So that means it's Saturday, or no, it's Sunday for you now as well. So do you have, there's a dodge roll, good. Oh, and it's actually got a pretty quick cooldown. Do you have to go into work tomorrow? Is your work week starting up tomorrow then? Because mine is, and I don't know how I feel about that quite yet. Oh, you cute little buggy thing. I do have work tomorrow. Anodyne 2 is another game that went 3D. I've never played Anodyne 1 either. I feel like I just saw that pop up on Twitter. Somebody was talking about Anodyne 2. So I should give that a look. I know I feel bleh about it. Well, then I don't feel so bad about feeling bleh. We could be in the same boat. It's the bleh boat. It's the bleh boat. coming straight to your town. Oh, we got a trophy. I didn't even know they had trophies enabled. Neat. Also, Rocky Man? Could you just be Rocky someplace else? Oh, that's great. Okay, so we stun things. I know they gave us that hint that we would stun things, but it's good to actually see it in effect. And we can dodge roll to the side as well as forward, so that's going to be good to remember. D, yo, how's it going? I still haven't forgiven Quest of Glory 5 for going 3D animation, to be quite frank. Yet more games that I have not played? Someday, perhaps. But not today. Give me many toys that we can play with, so that we don't die. Because that really is the key with Risk of Rain, is getting as many toys as humanly possible. Milky Chrysalis. Gain temporary flight. I can't believe I read that. I don't know if temporary flight is what we need. We're hit with the buffering. Thanks for the heads up. I do have the feeling that this game is probably going to be pushing the limits of my net. But I already have a Milky Chrysalis. I need you not. Oh, well, that's cute. That's cute as hell. But it doesn't really help me very much. Also, we have all the skulls. All the skulls in the world. And that's a problem for us. And what are you, my friend? Except on fire. Does it feel nice to be on fire? I'm betting it doesn't. I'm gonna guess not enjoyable. Oh geez. Oh geez. Oh my. How do we pull our fat out of the fryer here? You're wanting me to play a shooter now. Play the shooter. It calls to you, Hive. It calls to you. I am not extremely skilled at shooters, so Bursting Fungus. Heal all nearby alleys. Well done, Risco. Well done. Heal all nearby alleys for... I said it again. What is wrong with my mouth? Why can I not talk? Fine. We'll run away for now. Please stop shooting me. They will not stop shooting me, by the way. We can do this. We will activate at least one teleporter this stream. I think. That's gonna be our goal. Activate this baby. Oh, it's so pretty. Wandering Vagrant, you are the sweetest. We're not gonna die this time. We might die this time, but we're totally not gonna. Jesus, there are so many of you. Why are there so many of you? No, please stop. Please, no more. Ka-ha-ha! Do we have to stay in the squared circle? Damn it. We died. I got killed by a wisp. That is just wonky. D, how was your Labor Day, by the way? Did you enjoy yourself? Did you have a good time? Were there barbecues involved? Video quality looks a little bit low on my end, but I don't know if that's me or if that's the video. Crumblies. We can do this. We can get to us. Did we just break our legs? We just broke our legs. Okay, that's good to know. Still coming, actually. It's 20 after 7 a.m. on a Sunday for me currently. Well, a good morning to you, and I do hope that the morning is treating you well. That there are perhaps eggs involved. I've heard that eggs are a part of a solid morning. I can't say for certain because I haven't had breakfast in... Well, wait. I guess onigiri counts as a breakfast. So I haven't had a real... I made this breakfast in a while. But I do remember eggs being pretty paramount to breakfast. Oh, we got a turret. Does the turret come with us? I would like the turret to come with us. No? Maybe? Why are you it's just hanging out down there? I mean, it's doing God's work, but still. I feel kind of like I've been abandoned by my turret. Okay, Lemurians, but also Lemurians? Well, what do I do? I mean, does the turret just chill down there? And if so, how does that help me? And I wonder if we get 5 of these things, if we'll unlock the engineer. Because that's how it goes in Risk of Rain 1. We got our fungi again. We broke our legs again. Okay. Can I take you? No, you're just here. You're just chilling. Well, see you, turret. Live a long life. Enjoy yourself. There aren't eggs yet, but that does sound like a good idea. Eggs are very solid. Well, I mean, not actually literally solid. They're more... What the... What? What just happened? There was like a boo, and then... I don't know. Whatever. Run! Eggs are more of a viscous substance, but still, conceptually solid. Something that most people, I think, could get behind. Are there wisps? There are no wisps. I need more toys. Game, give me more toys. Also, what happened to our little healing drone? Did it die? I bet it died. One thing I kind of don't like about the move to 3D is that it feels harder to keep track of everything. Like, even when the screen is really busy in Risk of Rain 1, it's still pretty easy to track, like, where everything is and what everything's doing. Here I got no idea. Alright, more toys. That's what we clearly need. Disposable missile launcher. Well, I do like the sound of that. And we've got a new follower with 4x. Well, thank you very much for the follow, 4x. I don't know if you're watching on PS4, which would mean that you can't talk in chat, but if you are watching on YouTube, by all means, say hello. They are solid until you crack them. That is true. That is certainly true. So we're technically correct. And really, is there any better correct than technically correct? Fine, which is why you can replace them with blood in baking applications at a ratio of 65 grams to 1 egg. That's a good thing to know, because I often have an overabundance of blood, but I do not have an overabundance of eggs. And that's a problem, really. Blood pancakes. How do I feel about that? I mean, yeah, I mean, I guess we could go with that. No, we just ran in a loop. The gunner turn is just kicking it back there, though. Gunner turn is living its best life, and I keep on putting ends in turret. And this is a mistake that I've made since childhood, so good to know some things never change. Please, but also... Yes, but also, where's our teleporter? Because we're moving out of easy range, and that's a problem. Alright. That's not a teleporter. That is a wisp. And while the wisp is very sweet, I often have Cool Wisp on my cakes and pie. No, that's not gonna work. That's just not gonna work. I'm gonna set that one aside. We'll workshop that pseudo joke at some point in the future. Alright, well, we haven't been here yet. This is good. There are stone pillars. That's, you know, usually an indication of advanced civilization. An advanced civilization that perhaps might build a teleporter that I don't happen to be seeing, but it might be invisible. Truly advanced civilizations. Yeah, we definitely want to workshop that one. It's not quite there yet. Needs some more time in the oven. Oh, but toys. We do like toys. What are you? A cautious slug. Rapidly heal outside of danger. That sounds amazing. Also, cautious slug just sounds cute as hell, so we'll go with that. We should kill these elites before they start ganging up on us. And we really should be using our other abilities. What the? Oh, we got iced. Oh, that is neat. When the ice elites die, they make a little freezy effect. That will, you know, probably get us killed at some point, but still, I like that as an ability. We've got stone mans. No! So why is this game called Risk of Rain? Hi, Brain. I don't remember. I know that the difficulty settings are like rainfall, monsoon, and downpour. But otherwise, I don't think there's a lot of actual raininess in the game. I was gonna say it had something to do with the sliding difficulty settings, but that's not the case. I think they just thought it sounded cool. And I do have to say, it is a distinctive name. I mean, I gotta give them that. We've got all this money, we got nothing to spend it on. We've got all this money and many things to spend it on. War banner. Alright. When leveling up, we get a banner that will give us great strength. And that's good, because we need that. But we also need the teleporter. What's going on here? What just happened? Did we recycle our slug? Oh my god. I'm so sorry, Sluggy. We recycled our slug. I didn't think that was a thing. Holy Christ. That was a significant amount of damage. So we'll want to watch out for the clay men, or the stone men, or whatever they are. Holy jeepers. So when we see those beams charging up, when they're charging up their lasers, we want to be the hell out of here. Kara. Oh, and since our Sluggy Boy is recycled, that means that we don't get, oh jeepers, we don't get free healing. That's a thing. My lovely teleporter, where are you? We did recycle our slug. I know. I feel really bad about that. That Sluggy Boy didn't do anything to us. Trying to help us out. He was just sitting there being cautious and all. As a cautious slug does. And we killed it. I feel deep and abiding shame. Shame. Well, game, where would you like me to go? Where is a place that we haven't been yet? What are you? Is that a Lemachan's box? Fire a black hole that draws enemies in. Oh, well, that sounds fun. I am interested in this, and I would like its newsletter. I don't know if that's going to be better than the rockets, but we weren't using the rockets anyways, so... And Old War Stealth Kit. Turn invisible on taking heavy damage. Well, we're certainly going to be taking heavy damage. Oh my god. That's beautiful! I kind of love it. Oh, I should have been using that other ability. Because I would have done tons of damage to him. But still, I'm not seeing our teleporter. I opened the box and fired a black hole, and I sucked all the enemies into one big lump. And I should have been using my piercing shots to kill them all off, but I kind of always forget that I have, you know, other abilities besides gun. Because gun is an ability, and it's just so useful. But I should be... Which kind of brings us back to blood pancakes. Cripes. We're already at medium difficulty, which is a longer survival than we had the last time, but still. Gun is a good ability. It's really hard to argue with. Although it really does only have the one argument, so it's not a great debate tool. Oh Jesus. It's Stone Men's again. Why are you so tanky, my stone boy? Is it really necessary? Have you been bulking up at the gym? But I bet it skips leg day. Are things just falling through the world geometry? You saw that too! Good. I'm not crazy. I think yes. I think that poor enemy just fell through the world geometry. Sticky bomb. Chance to attach a bomb to enemies. Okay. I like bombs. The game is early access, so I do expect that some things will be wonky. I don't believe the game has an end state yet. So, although I don't think that's going to be a problem for us. But I believe that currently the game just kind of loops and loops. Right, so we've been here. There's no teleporter to be found here, but there is a pathway. Did we take this pathway? Right, there's nothing down there. And that's okay. Doesn't have to be anything down there. But it would probably be good if we could just maybe move on with our lives. I would like to see stage 2. Oh crap. Yeah. And there's a wisp. Goodbye, wisp. Yosh. Give me my teleporter so we can move on with our lives. See, now we've been here. Oh, we just broke our legs. Good to know. Yeah, I guess they still have a few kinks to de-kink. But I do trust them to get their act together. Hoppu did such a good job with the first one. I don't expect that they would half-ass the second one. One hopes, at least. But one can never tell because they are publishing or being published by Gearbox, and that doesn't fill me with the warm fuzzies. I like the ice effect on the floating enemies there. It looks really, really nice. If I were a teleporter on a limited map, Where would I hide? I do kind of wish that the teleporters stood out a little bit more, because they feel easy to miss. I also wonder if there is a limit to how long we can run. I keep on seeing this little red bit of grass and thinking that's the teleporter. It's totally not the teleporter, but it has that color. Like, can we maybe get up there? How unfortunate that the game and its prequel were both published by publishers that stiff their employees for money. Right? It does make things a little bit dodgy. Oh, speaking of, we do have a dodge roll. Lemurian, I would like you to just not. I'm trying to kill you is all. Oh, sticky bombs. Good to know. They actually work. And did we kill the Lemurian or did he fall through the map again? Wah wah. Game physics. How do they work? I like that our two gun droids are still just kind of chilling. Just hanging out and shooting things. Like, you know, whatever, no big deal. That might explain why we're getting sometimes random level ups. Broken legs. Why though? Why broken legs? Eh? Oh, right. Gun droid, can I take you? Someplace more useful? No? Okay. Huh. Well, this is prickly. Not that it particularly matters if we can't find our way out of the level. The level will eventually kill us, but it would be nice to make some progress. Although the environment is very pretty. I do have to give it that. I hear some weird-ass thing making noise in the background. Oh my god, my gunner droid is dead. It died. It died as it lived. Shooting things. When did I pick up the floating companion cube? Not too long ago. And our floating companion cube makes black holes that make the enemies all get glommed up into a big circle. Did they not give us a teleporter? I mean, that would be weird, right? That would definitely be weird. Huh. What if I just jumped into the lake? Would that help in any way? Lake! Alright, it did not help. It also revived, or brought us back with half-life. So that's a thing to remember. Although, get primordial cube. Oh, we can store things in there. Oh, that's kind of neat. What does the fuel array do? Heals us, I guess. I want my cube back. Huh. That's kind of cool. I did not realize that was a thing. But, level, you're starting to get, you know, right up my nose here. And I don't need anything up my nose, really. Got enough problems there as it is. I don't know. As much as I'm liking the game, and I am, but I'm thinking that we might want to let the game set for a little bit before making this into a regular thing. Because I feel like there are some things that are not quite fully implemented, perhaps. Also, the Greater Wisp here is pretty cool looking. But like, I don't want to think that the level doesn't have an exit point. It is early access. And I don't mind supporting early access. And it's pretty polished for being early access, but like, it just seems like something's not here yet. Oh right, we're bleeding it because it's got the tri-tip. Also, you have a very large amount of HP. I kind of would like you to not. We are gonna die. Run! Oh, we ragdolled. Ah! Well, we did unlock experimenting. We got killed by a greater wisp. We survived longer than we did the last time. I'm gonna take a really quick break and just grab a smoke, and we will be back momentarily. And hopefully, the next stage will have a exit teleporter. Ow! 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 actually get to. It would explain why we, I want to check something out, actually. Why we couldn't find it. Because I think we basically went everywhere that we could go. Now, what do we got in our logbook? We have... Oh, they haven't implemented the neat little stories for the items yet. Oh, that's one of my favorite things from Risk of Rain 1. Like, every item has its own little story. Okay. That's a shame. Because I really wanted to read some of those out. They're really, really cool. We do have some, No, that's all being constructed. Okay. Oh, wait, no. They are implemented. Hold on. This font is gonna kill me. Old War Stealth Kit. Notes. Shipping address to the Old War National Museum, New Orleans, Earth. We've managed to round up all the local Old War artifacts that we could find. A lot of interesting things here. Rifles, rations, pamphlets. We even found a prototype stealth kit in fantastic condition that could be a great centerpiece for your exhibit. However, a slight issue. In transit, the truck hit a pothole and jostled all the ship. All the shipment? It seemed to have actually activated the stealth drive, some strange short circuit, and our team can't actually confirm the location of the stealth kit. It should be in one of the boxes. We'll be expecting the commission to include the stealth kit. Lovely. Oh, I'm glad that they're still here. Energy drink. It's the NRG. Yeah, so this is the energy drink that people were mixing during that disaster in Majora Minora a few weeks ago. A quick toxicology test on some of the victims has come back positive for all kinds of stuff, really. Methadone, phenylcyclidrine? I can't even read that. A variety of opiates, and some more chemicals that I can't read. The list just goes on and on. Radical Drinks is insisting that none of those were from their energy drink, which I find pretty, unlikely. Maybe they really know how to party in Violet Heights, though. Alright. We don't have a... Oh, we need to check out the slug. Well, that'll be the last one that we look at. Welcome to Data Scraper, version 1.1.53, beta branch, scraping memory, error, resolving error, combing for relevant data, error, outputting error log. The data is still being transmitted. Thank you for your patience. Oh, that was less fun than I expected. And our survivor is the commando. Oh, this is... Okay, because the notes haven't been implemented. Because that's the same thing that the slug said. Oh. Well, I'm sure that's top of the list for them. Right after increasing font size. Leave us go back to single player. Now, not to... Let's see. NRG is well chosen because it's actually exactly the level of stupid an actual energy drink brand. It does seem appropriate, doesn't it? Can we get something here? Oh, yes. I guess we get to steal fuel. Looks like it could power something. Extremely unstable. Oh, I wonder if we could use that someplace. Like, not just as an item, but as like a key item. Now, not to toot my own horn, because self-horn tooting is a little bit gross, but my sauce to soup conversion turned out really well. I'm actually kind of shocked, because a lot of times it turns out too thin. But this was pretty fine. And this soup should sustain me. Oh my god, why are there so many of you so soon? That is totally not fair. What fudge? Oh god. What? What? Okay, so apparently don't carry the fuel pack. Also, the chemical you couldn't read was probably phenylcyclidine. I think you're right, but Okay, so let's not pick up the fuel pack this time. That was a mistake. That was a terrible mistake. I wonder if there's like an unlock for carrying that the entire game, because it does seem like a hidden challenge would be to carry the fuel rod forever. Wispies. But yeah, I am well pleased with my soup. I haven't done like a soup for dinner in a while, so hopefully the calories will sustain me. Because that's going to be kind of important. Although it turns out that since starting this job, so I've been working this job for a month, I've lost like 5 kilo. Because I was 67 kilo when I weighed myself before starting the job. And I was only 62 kilo last time I weighed myself, which was last week. Well, not last week, probably a couple days ago. Help, I had a weird bit of childhood unearth itself, and I'm wondering why it even exists. It definitely seems to be an Indian, South Asian thing. What weird bit of childhood unearthed itself? Do you have a wasting disease? No. Well, I mean, I have a wasting disease in the sense that, like, I don't drink very much beer anymore. And I'm very active now. So I think those two things together. Because a lot of my weight, I think, was pretty much beer weight. But if we keep this up, I'll be back to my coming to Japan weight of 58 kilo. Which is probably unsustainable from a job standpoint. Lemurian, you're cute and everything, but still. I need you to go away. Ah, no excess carbs. Yeah, there's probably not a lot of that, at least compared to, like, before. Because my drinking has gone down from, like, 5 to 6 beers in a day, plus a half a bottle of wine, to about 2 beers, and then I'm done. So it's a pretty significant reduction. Hard light afterburner adds 2 extra charges to your utility skill. Reduce utility skill cooldown. Okay, I mean, that seems fun. Maybe if I get a similar job, I too can get back to my pre-medication weight of 65 kilo. Well, I mean, but you're not a really big drinker, right, Hive? I remember you saying that you, like when you go out, you don't really have too much. Oh, the extra activity would probably do something for you. Oh god, right, stone peoples. So many stone peoples. But please, you don't understand, stone peoples. I need you to just not anymore, like at all. Oh god, they hit so hard. It just seems completely unfair how tanky these things are. Alright, we need to be looking for red, wispy things. You are different, but I will offer to the Shrine of Blood, and it did not help me. Particularly given the physical demands of the current job. Hold on a second, I'm gonna have to read up to see what that was connected to. And that will mean being someplace that doesn't kill me. Yeesh. Oh, bugger. Try playing on drizzle mode for an easier time. Thanks a lot, game. Actually, Risco, one thing you should probably get in the habit of is weighing yourself at the same time, like right after you get up or something. Because given current weather, you'll probably be fluctuating a lot based on current hydration levels. Okay, that's interesting. I usually do weigh myself after my morning shower, when I do bother to weigh myself at all. It's not something that like I really think of doing very often. But the honey bunny left the bathroom scale, so it's like, well, every now and then I'll think to use it. Alright. We're gonna have better luck this time. It'll be wonderful. I do drink an awful lot of water, though. And I flush an awful lot of water. Like, huge amounts of water. Which I think is good. We're draining our body of all the toxins that I've spent the last 40 years putting into it. We're gonna count the first year as not putting toxins into our body. I don't know if that's fair, but, you know, we're gonna go with it. Let's see. Are you... What are you? Lunar. What do I do with lunar? I don't know what that means, game. I think there are lunar challenges, but I don't know the prismatic challenges. There's lunar objects? What if I shoot you with a fancy gun, no? Well, we'll try to remember that lunar exists, and maybe come back to it in the future. If we don't just die. Maybe it needs some trigger event. Ah, crumbs! Jeepers. Really, though? Now, there was a thing that I could buy. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. A gallon of water is 8 pounds. As you drink and flush, you're going to fluctuate a lot over the course of the day. Aww. We're learning new things all the time here. And that's really what the channel is about. Learning things. Oh my god. What? Where did you all come from? There's no show here. There's no concert. Go home. The band's not playing. Holy Jesus. We're already down to 19 health. I mean 17 health. Okay, let's run away. Let's run away more quickly. And we're looking for red sparkly bits. And also our gunner drone seems to have fucked off someplace, so that's good. Thanks a lot, gunner drone. I know it's doing its best. It's trying. It tries so hard. But in the end, it doesn't even matter. Oh, we got a little healer. That's good to know. And we leveled up. Also nice. Now... You are the concert. I am the concert. I could try singing, but it would be either very loud or very nasally, or both. I'm not sure if my neighbors would appreciate that. Although I don't have next door neighbors anymore. And I don't like my downstairs neighbor, because he's kind of a creep. He only became a creep recently, but he has kind of become a creep, so I don't know if I would mind so much about bothering him. We opened that up, yeah. I wonder what that lunar thing was. Now, we want more drones. I think that would be pretty kicking for us. It worked for this. It's just droning along. It worked for the Smashing Pumpkins. That's fair enough. That's fair enough. There aren't an awful lot of... Oh god, is it gonna hurt us? It did. There aren't really an awful lot of Smashing Pumpkins songs that I like, but there are a couple. I have to give them that. Some of the stuff... Some of the stuff off of Ava Adore is pretty cool. And I'm a big fan of Zero. And it's a nice, quick song for karaoke, so that's also a good thing. It's one reason why I can't heart pretty terrible for that. Although The Memory Remains is a good... It's a banging song for karaoke, so... I'm not completely anti-Metallica at the kata, but... Now, we seem to have lost our healing drone, and that's sad. Also, what the hell was that noise? Oh, it's you guys. Well, we'll just let the gunner drone take care of them. Oh, except it's dead. Poop. Why is this game scored with a prog rock soundtrack? I don't know, but I love it. I actually looked this dude's name up because I always forget. Let me see if there's a... That's not what we need. Pause screen. And I'm gonna mangle this dude's name, but Christodulo. Yeah, Christodulo. He's done a number of video game soundtracks. He did Deadbolt. Wait, that's what that was called, right? Deadbolt? Yeah. And that one was okay. But I really, really love his Risk of Rain 1 soundtrack. And Risk of Rain 2 soundtrack is pretty solid as well. Partial to Battery at karaoke. Battery is a pretty kickin' song. And it is on the J-side karaoke, so... There's not a lot of English language songs on J-side karaoke, which is, you know, perfectly sensible because it is Japan, but I have gotten relatively decent at some Manson, and Manson can be pretty fun to sing. But yeah, there are some severe limitations in choices. They do have Go With The Flow by Queens of the Stone Age, and that's one of the few songs that I can sing really, really loud. And that's a lot of fun. Okay, we have no items, which is terrible, and probably means that we're gonna die, but we will do our best. I would like to kill just a boss, is the thing. Not my boss. I mean, seems like a decent enough chap, but... everything is shooting me. I need everything to not be shooting me anymore. Also, I don't know if I need to stay in the circle or not. Oh, right. I am too shrinking in personality to do K at any point anyways. Vagrant is a person without a settled home or regular work who wanders from place to place and lives by begging. This is true. This is indeed true. Also, apparently is a gentle protector, according to the game, and is a stone cold killer, according to our last results screen. So, I do like that the J-side karaoke, I've never done karaoke outside of, that's not true, I have done karaoke outside Japan, but, I did karaoke in the Philippines, but I was really drunk. I like the booth style karaoke. I don't think I could just rock out on a stage unless I was just significantly blitzed, but that's not what we need. Therefore, a wandering vagrant is redundant. Hive, that is an exceedingly good catch. That is absolutely true. A wandering vagrant would be redundant. I guess if we had a homebound vagrant, that would make a little bit more sense. At least in the sense of being a paradox. I wish that they had some more items, like, to pick up. Because it seems like we've been really item light on these runs. And that's one of the fun things about Risk of Rain, is just getting all the items and having them interact with each other to really blow the doors off of everything. But I'm just like, I'm not seeing a lot of things that we could buy. Oh, hey, Trilobite. Can I get up there? Nope. Can I break my legs? Yes. Regardless, even with boots, I'm still too shrinking. Oh. Well, I mean, that's fair enough, though. If you don't feel comfortable breaking it out in front of folks, then just the way it is, really. Nothing to feel too bad about. No, these enemies are all the Trial of Combat enemies, I think. And they're kicking our butt, oh my god. Are we gonna ragdoll again? We are definitely gonna ragdoll again. I summoned Lemurians to fight, and I summoned everything else to fight too. We need more oxymoronic or paradoxical boss names. I think, yeah. Gentle capitalism? That would be paradoxical. Paradoxical. What? Like, apparently at some point I just forgot how to speak. I don't know when that happened, but it's really kind of a problem. And we need a bit more dosh to pick up whatever this is. We're 1 penny short. Okay, Ocular HUD. We've seen this before. Not what we're looking for. I was hoping for something like barbed wire. That would have helped us out a lot. Because it gives like an aura of damage around you. And the more barbed wire that you stack, the wider the aura and the higher the damage. So it can be a really big help when you're getting mobbed, which we often are. I don't want to kill you, Trilobite, but I'm totally going to. And I just want you to know that I apologize. The Trilobites. It's a Trilobite by fire. Oh my god, I want to keep that. I don't know where or how I would use it, but I'd really like the idea of a Trilobite by fire. As the bots in Unreal Tournament would say, you be dead. We definitely be dead. The only problem if you need to communicate with people verbally, like say right now, I'm just killing a bunch of... I am. Kabutops. Poor Kabutops. It tries. It really tries, but... Not quite up to scratch. Now, I don't know if the actual, like, level layouts are random. Because the, Risk of Rain 1, there were some random variations in the actual stages that you could get. But it seems like that would be a lot harder to do in a 3D game. Maybe not, I mean, I might be just completely off my nut here, but... Alright, look, y'all are... It's fun and everything, but I need you just to back off. I'm just saying, maybe... you could be the one that saves... No, I'm not gonna do Oasis. I can't even pretend to like Oasis. Not even feign passing indifference of Oasis. Nestor, yo, how's it going, eh? Those are all Kabutops. We are playing Risk of Rain 2. We are playing Risk of Rain 2 very badly, but we're having a good time with it. It's early access, and it just came out on PSN at, I think, $30. But it is early access, and there's still a lot to be polished on it. So if you were going to wait on dropping the dime for it, it would be completely understandable. But it's fun. It's quite difficult. It's quite difficult for me. I know that Kronos does really well at this game, but Kronos is a bit of a bear, in the best possible sense. Oh, we got the War Banner. I don't need War Banner. It's never as helpful as it wants to be. The sticky bombs, though. Sticky bombs are nice. I do appreciate those. Ah! Lasers. Always with the lasers! What is with you people? Nobody... Oh, you can jump, too. You're the devil. Only the devil can jump. Clearly, it is known. Look at you, just getting the ups on. Good news for you, I'm learning to play guitar, and I haven't bothered learning Wonderwall. That is amazing news. Risk of Rain 2 Squirrely Access Playthrough. D, you are my favorite. I wish I had thought of that myself, because that's genius. It works so well on so many levels. And good on you for learning the guitar there. I hope it's something that you are enjoying. Is there a particular genre that you are hoping to rock out on? Or just generalized awesome music by Hive? They are the devil, and they are here to do the devil's work. They are. But they're far classier than the Firefly clan, so... I would invite the Stone Mans to dinner. I would not invite the Firefly clan to dinner. I imagine that they would steal my silverware. And I kind of need my silverware. Recycletron. Use the 3D printer, it costs 1 item. Now we know what that means. Okay, that's good. I don't want to use the 3D printer, but it's good to know that it's there. Now, what? Did we, oh god. We're taking way more damage than I noticed. So that's a problem. Let's beat feet. And I actually want to read that because it's pretty chunky. I am too physically slow to get any trem picking or gallops down. So if I'm gonna do for metal, it would probably be Drone of Stoner or something slower along those lines. Also folk fingerstyle stuff. Okay. That reminds me, although not at all in the same vein, but have you heard Darkest of the Hillside Thickets, Hive? Because I was listening to Shoggoths Away this morning, and I don't know why, but it made me think of you, so I would recommend them. They are pretty fun. We've got our slug back! Oh, it's forgiven us. It hasn't abandoned us. Thank you, Slugabed. Also, we're almost dead again, so let's not be dead again. Shrine. Oh, it's a healing shrine. Oh, that's wonderful. Excuse me, how did we go to negative 47 HP? I would definitely not recycle the slug. You may be dismayed to know that Otis B. Driftwood has a fair amount of fangirls. I am not, unfortunately. Serial killers do tend to pick up a fair number of fangirls. I got lasered thrice. Oh, that is so unfair. I'm going to put the name in the chat, and then I'm going to take a really quick break for some water. But these are a fun band. It's kind of like, I guess kind of like a little bit surf rock, but most all their songs are inspired by Lovecraft, and they're actually a lot of fun. So, let me just... Why am I trying to type this one-handed? They do a lot of costuming in their stage shows, too. They're extremely goofy. But I'm gonna be back in just a mo. Yeah, they're a lot of fun. I haven't heard their newest album. The last one that I got from them was The Shadow Out of Tim, which is kind of a concept album, a story cycle of songs based on The Shadow Out of Time, and that's actually a really good album. The one previous to that was Spaceship Zero. The first album that I got from them was Cthulhu Strikes Back, which is actually a really, really solid album. And I think that their first album was Great Old Ones. But that's going back a ways. That's going back to, I think, mid-90s. But some of the artists that worked on the Mythos card game, I think, are in that band. 95. Ah. It's only, 24 years ago. Time is only fleet-footed. I heard that time flies like an arrow, but fruit flies like a banana. Wait. Sorry. That was uncalled for. We won't use that joke again. That joke will be immediately retired. But I think you might enjoy them. They're pretty fun. That is correct and good. Thank you. I appreciate that. I wonder if we'll get an actual teleporter this time. This map does seem to be the curse map. I just want to see the next level. That's all. It's so precious little. I like all these wisps and Lemurians to stop killing me. Oh my god, they fell through the geometry again. Level geometry wars. Wah wah. But. I mean, I guess that helps. When they fall through the geometry, it means that they're not killing me anymore. But it also means I'm not getting any money or XP from them, so that's a bit of a problem. More toys. The Topaz Brooch. Gain a temporary barrier on kill. Oh, well, that's very, very useful. Yes, that is exceedingly useful. But Kabutops? Also, that's a rock. Okay, so we can't clip through rocks. Good thing to know. Want to remember that? And I don't know why we never use our dodge roll, except that just I'm dumb and I forget that I have it. So basically, just like with Enter the Gungeon. We got our fungus again. Okay. There is a fungus among us. And it's me. Got a little deemy flamey guy up there. That's not so good. Did you not be a deemy flamey guy? Pretty good. And I swear, eventually we'll get all of this to work. All of it. Not just a little bit, the whole 9 yards. Now, I think there is a toy for us to buy up here. I swear I saw a toy. Perhaps I was wrong. Oh, there it is. Toys. Please, please, many toys. Will-o'-the-wisp. Detonate enemies on kill. Yes. That is cool. I like that, and I would like to subscribe to its newsletter. Now, if we could just lure things to some kind of choke point, I think that would be good for us. Because the will-o'-wisp could take care of a lot of these oods. It's the war banner again. I mean, it's nice and all, but it doesn't really help. Also, not hitting enemies doesn't really help, so that's a problem. Now, if we could get a really good will-o'-wisp chain, that would be nice. Have one enemy explode the next enemy and have them all just go in a big... I was gonna say a circle jerk of explosions, but that's a terrible thing to say. We won't. A daisy chain of explosions, which is also kind of a terrible thing to say, but we will. I guess depending on what definition of daisy chain that we're using. More toys. Now, if you can plan to chain kills, this would be a good item. Exactly. Oh, we got our cube. We have the companion cube again. Please, map. Please, don't screw up. Let us actually escape. Personal shield generator. Gain a recharging shield. Excellent. It would be nice to stack these items too, but we're just not getting enough of them. Oh, no, no, not that way. Not that way. That's a mistake. Yes! Yes, chain kills. Chain kills are wonderful. Chain kills are wonderful, and we lure them. I probably shouldn't stand still for too long. But I really want to get rid of that Lemurian. There we go. I will say that the game is a lot easier with without the frame drops. Because I could not hit flying enemies at all on the PC version. So this makes things... Well, still, I would not say easy by any means, but... Oh, that's awesome! The black hole keeps them all in the same blast radius. So it's much easier to chain. Now, where are our red sparklies? If we could find the red sparklies, that would make our lives... There they are! I mean, there's not really... I mean, I guess they're kind of red sparklies, but... The important thing is we got our teleporter. And it's the Vagrant again. Vagrant. Really, though? Okay, let us remember that the black hole is amazing. And we love it. Also, fuck? Like, really, though? Just, fuck? Okay, get all that stuff in there. Oh, crap. No, we don't want to ragdoll. No ragdolling. Ragdolling not allowed. Oh, jeepers. Oh, jeez. Oh, my. Okay, roll. Roll with it, baby. Also hang loose, but just roll with it, baby. Crap. We just gonna die. No! No! Risk of Rain 2 is on Switch. I didn't know they had early access games on Switch. Oh, we did get a monster log, so that's cool. Ah, we were doing so well. We were doing so well. Hold on, let's see if they actually have the Lemurian's data in there. Logbook. Logbook. Monsters. They look like monsters to you? Oh, the data's not updated yet. Oh, that's a shame. Buggery. Well, it's still, it's a nice monster design. Be nice if they let us rotate it, but... I've been eagerly awaiting the new Great Old Ones album. I only just caught that right now. Well, when the stars are right, we'll have a new Great Old Ones album, I'm sure. Environment. That's interesting. I guess we haven't unlocked any of that because we haven't actually beaten anything? No. Nice little design there, though. It's a very cute will-o-wisp. Oh, they actually give us a story for this one. Our hard light research has become even more refined since our last correspondence. The initial purpose of the Afterburner was to function as a primary heatsink for our bigger HL implementations, like our bridges and barriers. However, if attached to a rapidly degrading source like those we typically dispose, we get a wonderful emission rate of semi-tachyonic particles. In other words, extremely high capacity fueling. It should be obvious by its design, but to reiterate, stay away from the HL exhaust, and when active, the emission method is violent by design and should be mounted to static, stable sources only. Now, that's clearly a reference to Portal. But I'm surprised that they didn't have anything in the shipping details that mentioned Portal as well. The Will-O-Wisp is a cool design. Leon, welcome. How are you doing, yo? We are not covering ourselves in glory in Risk of Rain 2, but I am having a really good time with it, so that, as they say, is the most important thing. But it's wonderful to see you in chat tonight, and I hope that life is treating you very well. We, what? This week, we're not gonna have any, LBSP or Fever Dreams episodes, just as a kind of a heads up. But I needed today to not be recording, so I didn't, which means that there's no way that we'd get the episodes done on time for upload. So just as kind of an FYI. An FYI to CYA. Well, maybe CMA. I've been fine, kind of fell off the map with exams, but glad they're over. Oh, don't worry about falling off the map. I know that folks have got life going on, like actual life. I always appreciate just the time that you spend here, and I'm very glad that your exams are over as well. Hopefully you got straight A's, 150% on every exam. That's a thing, right? You can get 150% on an exam. I've never gotten 150% on an exam. I've passed exams. I mean, that's the goal you're going for, right? Doesn't need perfection. She says to assuage her guilt. Can we buy you? We cannot buy you. But we'll be able to. Look at this Lemurian just trucking over here trying to be cool. Soldier's Syringe increases attack speed. That is wonderful. And I think we unlocked the crowbar, which is extremely fitting, and I love it. Why are there so many wisps? Please, it's easy. We're not even in medium difficulty yet. They were repeats, so the most I can get is 40%, but I mean, if I get 40%, it's still the best I can get, so I guess that's an A+. That's a positive way to look at it. I think that we could do that. I don't want to use a 3D printer, because I like the items that I have. I hear something stomping around. That usually indicates stone mans. And there they are. Hello, stone mans. Oh god. Please, please. Please don't do that. That thing that you're doing where you're killing me, you need to stop that. Oh, that's right, we could jump. Good thing to remember. I don't know if that's gonna help us, but I can't believe I totally forgot how to jump. I actually need that item in Isaac now. Chance to critically strike, dealing double damage. Nice. I think we could get some utility out of that. Maybe not a lot, but get some. Come here, stone mans. Yes! Alright. One less thing to concern ourselves with. Because that is surely the only stone mans in the entire game. And we'll never see their like again. Never again. I hope. That's how that works, right? All enemies are unique, and once the enemies are defeated, they just never return. Okay, let's run, but also let's run. Oh, can we get up here? Oh, we're sitting pretty up top. We're not sitting pretty up top. Everything's shooting us. Okay. Run, let's go run. Also, I'm impressed by the badass jump and the fact that we broke our ankles from a 2-foot fall. Our commando here needs to learn how to land. They always say you're supposed to bend the knees. Oh god. Everything is coming out to play here. Really though, you gotta, just don't, this is not necessary. Let's see, if we can clear out this crowd a little bit, and then we can go searching for our... We're never gonna clear out the crowd, there's just gonna be more and more of them. Why would I assume something so foolish? Oh, that's a dead end. Wah wah. That's not helpful. That's not helpful at all. Although I suppose it might be. Like if we could lure things in here and then let the gunner take care of most of them, that might be a pretty good way to handle things. Hopefully we won't need to do that, but... Also, you've been opened. Yeah, crumbs. And that's the 3D printer. We don't want that. Now, it looks like there might be some toys up there on the cliff. We do know how Disco feels about toys. And stone mans. So we'll ignore the stone mans. We'll pick up our toys. We'll hope that we're not catching a cold. Because I do notice some early cold symptoms, and that would be bad. Ah! That was a pretty weak sauce by the way. I apologize. We're going to have to put some more oomph into that in the future. You'd think commandos would tuck, duck, and roll, but, you know, break your kneecap. Yeah, our commando is one of those show-offy type of commandos. Like, look at me, I'm a commando, I can do anything. I can take this fall, no problem. Oh god. And that's why our commando constantly dies. It's not an Arnold Schwarzenegger commando, unfortunately. There's gonna be no surviving against Dutch here. Ah! Oh, we want the syringe. Yeah, that's the good stuff. Is that what we wanted to say? Oh, Jesus. There are so many of you. Why are there so many of you? Please, though. Is that a med kit? Okay. Oh, we got a slug. Go, slug, go. No, slug, no. Alright, we could do this. Get everything lined up, and then hit him with a piercing shot. That's how we want to handle it. We'd actually need to hit them with the piercing shot, though. That's probably where we want to start. Now, where is our teleporter gone? Oh, where could it be? Oh, there's something rotating down there. What are you? Besides neat looking. Oh, I got a lunar coin. I don't know what that does, but it seems nifty. Maybe if we could find that lunar box again? Although I don't think it's going to be on this map. On account of that was a different map. If I were a lunar box, Where would I be? Probably in an Exalted Handbook. I'm guessing. One of the splats. Ooh. We did find the teleporter. I think we are gonna try the teleporter. And you are Wandering Vagrant again. I love you, Wandering Vagrant, but... Oh, do we do more damage shooting from the bottom? Oh, wow. That's a thing to know. That's a really important thing to know. Oh, we're doing way better against it this time. But we're still dying, so let's run. I want to lure things off a little bit. Oh, shnikes! Oh god! Oh, ragdolls! Damn it! Lunar coins unlock lunar chests or spent in the bazaar. You save up to 10 of them, you can buy a new character in the bazaar. Gotcha. Are lunar coins sustained over runs, or do you need to get like 10 in one run? Oh, we were doing so well. Well, at least we know the secret, the trick, as it were, to our vagrant. Oh, yes, Risco. Yes, that's definitely the way to go about that one. Surely jumping into the void is a perfect idea. That couldn't cause anything to go wrong. Not a single thing. Did I hear something spawning into being? I did indeed. We'll pay that. You feel a searing pain. You gain 27 gold. I did not need 27 gold. Oh, but okay, I see that the lunar coin does track. So that's good to know. Because I can see it underneath our monies. 50% of your HP for 27 gold seems like a really bad trade. And I'm not going to do that in the future, I think. Because, oh boy, are we getting killed? Oh, jeez. Look, you know, you're all sweet and everything. Don't get me wrong, you're sweet as spun sugar, but I need you to stop. Like, everything is just tagging the heck out of me. At least we did get the, falling through the void again. Wah wah. It's like one of those Warner Brothers cartoons where they just painted on the ground, but there's actually a hole there. It's very Silent Hill-esque. Okay. Kind of backed into a corner here, and that's a problem. We try to pick up a toy or two, and then move on with our lives? Okay, I see. We gotta jump. That's how we activate that. Cool. I guess that's not so bad. Chrono Bauble. Slow enemies on hit. Oh wow, that sounds wonderful. Like, that sounds amazingly useful. So let's go back to the shrine. And let's teleport our butts out of here. Kabutops. Bye, Kabutops. Can I actually get... Okay, we can. We do good. Toys. Bursting fungus. It's always the bursting fungus. Stone Titan? Stone Titan? Why? Why though? You were supposed to be the Wandering Vagrant. You lied to me. I've been lied to. Oh my god, lasers. Oh my god, so many lasers. Those lasers track, and that's not right. Although we do seem to be actually injuring the Stone Titan there. Until we got ragdolled. Oh, buggery. Maybe we should damp down the difficulty a little bit. We'll try Drizzle. It feels so shameful, but... fine. I hope that doesn't mean that we don't get unlocks. I mean, I remember, like, way back with Street Fighter 2, if you beat the game on easy, you wouldn't actually, like, unlock the last bosses. That's $50. I don't have $50. Do I look like I'm made out of money here? Alright. I don't know if this is easier yet, but... it does seem to be spawning fewer enemies, so that's something I appreciate. Do we have $50 yet? No. Great. I'm just gonna have to go out and sell drugs on the street corner. Surely that'll be a great way to gin up money. Also, since when do Lemurians shoot? Did I miss a memo? I don't remember y'all doing that before. Well, we're not getting totally mobbed, so... maybe, maybe it does make it a little bit easier. Gunner turret? No. It's just they don't go anywhere. What was the other toy that we could buy? Please be amazing. Old War Stealth Kit. Yeah, not so much. Not so much. But that's okay. The wisps are going down in the price, so that's good-ish. Alright, but can we actually beat a level for once? Is that going to be doable? I'm hoping that the survey says yes, but... seeing as it hasn't happened yet in 2 hours, that's, it's not like really a good sign. Now, I hear things spawning, but I don't actually see them. I do see a shrine though, so let's maybe activate that. But first, what are you? Shrine of the Mountain. I've invited the challenge of the mountain. What does that mean? Oh, did I open you? Are you open now? Okay. Health kit. Oh, Demon Tooth necklace. Or just Monster Tooth. Drop a healing orb on kill. Alright. I don't remember if that's what Monster Teeth did before. But that is really useful, so I'm not going to complain about it. Now, I want to know what the challenge of the mountain was. Because I don't see any mountain challenges on. Oh, you're a gunner droid. Whatever. I guess. I suppose. What do we got here? Tri-tip blade. Interesting that it just kind of was set up in the geo there. Now, did we pass our challenge? Was the challenge even passable? It makes the boss harder for more loot? I don't know if we needed that. I don't know if we needed that at all. We haven't even beaten an easy boss yet. Alright. What do we got? We got the Vagrant again. We got way too many enemies. We got 2 Vagrants? 2 Vagrants? Excuse me? Okay, run. Thank you. This is hell. We have entered hell. Okay, trash mobs, I need you to go. I need all of you to go. Like, just really just be away. Yeah. Come on. Oh wait, I thought I ragdolled, but I just got bounced. Okie dokie. Run! No, please. Risco, you can do this. This is doable. Even if you made it more difficult on accident. You're not dead yet, and we're not planning to be dead. A failure to plan for death is a plan to fail to die. I don't know. It was better in my mind. Ah! Maybe can we lead these things back to the gunner droid? Or will the shrine not... Oh, I see. Okay, whoa! Buddy. Look, that's all well and good, but... Please? Now, I need the shrine to finish. There's 97, 98, 99, 100. Crap. No, it's on 99%? Why? Why won't you go to 100%? I need you to go to 100% so that nothing else gets summoned, you jerk. Oh, for sakes. Alright, I'm gonna take one last break and then we're gonna do one last run. And, Alright. We're back. We're gonna do one last run. We're gonna see if we can get it, at least this time. I'd like to, you know, I'd like to complete one teleporter, at least, on stream. We do know not to do the Challenge of the Mountains. We're definitely not ready for that. And I don't know if we're getting any better. We got fungi, we got syringes. We definitely want the syringes. There's a droid. We do like the droids. There's a wisp. We don't like the wisps. Although they are cute. I'll give them that. I like the wisps more than I like the Lemurians, so I guess that's the thing. Now, let's find our teleporter. So the teleporter is nice and early, which means that we should be able to get things in range of the gunner. Hi, Gollum. How's it going? Life is treating you well, Gollum? I know I'm shooting you here, I apologize for that, but it has to be done. Also, Lemurians, please? If you'd like to fall through the geometry again, that would be great. Now, we do want some toys. So we're gonna make an effort to get a couple. And there's another gunner, that's really good. So, let's get a toy. The Ocular HD, that's not so bad. And we're gonna set up the gunner. And then we're gonna ping the teleporter. And hopefully the gunner will help take care of any of the riffraff. I don't know if things are gonna be in range of the gunner. Oh my god. Excuse me, but okay. Clearly, we took a lot of damage there. That's not good. Gunner, please help me. Gunner Hansen. I'm gonna run around a little bit and try to get our health back. Slowly. Slowly, so slowly. The gunner seems to be really wailing on the vagrant. So, that's... Oh, crumbs. No, come on. Come on. We did get a level up, so that helps. Got some of our HP back. Not a lot of it, but some of it. And see, that ball of death is really, that's gotta go. Okay. What? What? Excuse me? Yeah, welcome, Drew. The start is the hardest, a lot like Isaac. Once you get a good start, you get breezed through the game. Welcome to the chat, by the way, Drew. Unfortunately, it is kind of at the end of things. I guess, that was a short enough run that we're gonna do one more, but I guess the Wandering Vagrant has a giant blast. To Drew, Risk of Rain 2 has been out early access, and this is early access as well, on PC for a couple of months now, and it just dropped on the Switch and on PS4, and I would imagine on Xbox as well. But seeing as I do not have an Xbox, I could not say one way or the other. Now, that was disappointing. I don't recall the Wandering Vagrant having any kind of attack like that. in the previous game. So I guess when it gets close to death, we need to be as far away as humanly possible. That's, nope. Oh, not gonna make it. Ankles! Ankles. Who needs ankles? Not us. We're super soldiers. How many super soldiers out there actually need their ankles? None of them. Even Steve Rogers was fine without ankles. That's why you never see Captain America, you know, without boots on. Because they want to hide the fact that he's got no ankles. Now, I'd like to get out of this little Death Valley that we're in here. Because it doesn't seem to be helping us out at all. Not at all. But first, I think you gotta go. Now, let's find some Batman toys. What? Our poor Kabutops got stuck in the wall. He's freaking out. Alright, where's our teleporter? We need teleporters and we need toys. In reverse order of that. I'm trying to do the teleporter without the toys is probably going to get us killed. I do see something up there. So let's truck up. And there's our teleporter. So that's good to know. We got a green box, so that's probably a healing item of some type. And is that a gunner droid? Because that helps out immensely. Yes. Okay, we're gonna leave that there. Got a lunar coin. Liking that. We'll let the gunner take care of a couple of things. Hopefully we'll get stacked. No, we did not. That is not the definition of stacked. Okay, do you see any nearby toys? I do not. So maybe we just start the festivities and hope that our gunner droid can help us out. Because I think we're going to be crutching on our gunner. Dealing damage heals you. That is great. Alright, that's a pretty amazing pickup for us. So let's get the party started. Get the party started. Party on, party on. Oh, it's the Beetle Queen. Of course it's the Beetle Queen. And the gunner is tearing the heck out of her. Alright, keep it up, gunner. Hopefully Beetle Queen won't have a stupid area effect attack like the whatchamacallit. Alright. Right. Okay, we're taking way too much damage, so that's not good. That's not good at all. Our gunner is dead, so that's terrible. Fudge. I need to repair the gunner, but it's sitting, like, right under the Beetle Queen. Oh, Jesus. Alright, there's a lot of Kabutops here. Like, far too many Kabutops. Please, you all need to go away. Ah! Schnikes! Alright, give me to the gunner. Why are you not shooting, gunner? What, you're not damaged? Ah, crumbs! Okay, Beetle Queen is down. Beetle Queen is down. Yes! We are almost down. No! We were doing so well! Ah, ragdoll! Damn it! Ah. Well. That was a really bad well after the cough there. Huh. That's a shame. At least we beat a boss. So, I mean... I know, right? Well... Such is life, such is life. Soldier's syringe. I ain't much for drugs, but... Hell, when fortune is knocking, you gotta greet that door with a smile and a nod. Salute! Signal echoes the UES contact light. Okie dokie. I don't know what that means, but... Drugs. Chronobauble. Weren't you just a kid? Summer break feels like it was so recent, but it's been 10 years, hasn't it? Life moves faster and faster as you get older. Fewer moments to remember, to cement you in time. I don't even remember being 25. How did I forget an entire year? Oh hell, that's easy. That's real easy. Anyways, I found this in a trinket shop on Mercury. A chronobauble. The seller said something about special relativity, real heavy distortions or something. I didn't really get it. It's supposed to slow down time around it, right? Anyways, I'm shipping this to myself to arrive in 10 years. A gift from me to me. A reminder to make memories, to slow down a bit. 10 years will pass so quick. Try to remember them. You've got to put effort in life. Okay. I mean, it's a form of progress. It's a progress of a stripe. I suggest you stay indoors and rest. Med-E, the medical bot, has been working overtime. The survivors felt very grateful that their escape pod landed near Medbay cargo. They would most likely have perished without it. The robot was speaking to a tall man, gaunt but strong. I'd love to, but we're running low on food. Even though his expression was hidden underneath the blue combat helmet, it was obvious the man was extremely tired. And everyone else is recovering from last night's attacks. Without the enforcers, we probably wouldn't have. It was apparent that Med-E only had a limited set of lines. However, the man continued to respond. I can't, Med-E. They're counting on me. You know that. This time, the man did not humor a reply. Grabbing his shotgun, he turned away from the echoing robot. Weaving his way between countless sleeping bags and stretchers, he set out into the wilderness again. Everyone was counting on him. Okay. Not dark at all. Well, yeah. So Risk of Rain 2, how do I feel about Risk of Rain 2? I did enjoy it. And I do enjoy it. It's definitely got a steeper curve than Risk of Rain 1. And that's going to have to be accounted for. I mean, we noticed in chat, we noticed a couple of things that were going wonky with it. Teleporters spawning inside of geometry so you couldn't actually get at them. Enemies falling through the map. I feel like the item distribution is a little bit too much on the light side. I feel like we're not buffing up enough, early enough. Because even in the early levels of Risk of Rain 1, like, you're limited by money, but generally there's a pretty fair amount of items to pick up to help you along. I didn't feel like we had that here. I don't know if the game as it is right now is enough to be on regular rotation. I definitely want to come back to it in streams, but I might give it a little bit more time for a few more updates before we start doing it like on a weekly basis or a bi-weekly basis. So this was a bit of a special one because it just came out, but I don't think it's going to knock LBP 3 or Dreams out of the Sunday slot. So, what's our schedule? This week we've got no new episodes of Dreams, Fever Dreams or Little Bite-Sized Planet. So, those are going to be off the table. They're taking a vacation for a week because I couldn't record today. Isaac is still up. I'm backlogged until the 15th on Isaac. So the backlog is shrinking rapidly. I'll have to figure something out about that. Next Thursday will be stream number 200 for us. And we will be starting Iconoclasts. So that'll be the new long-form stream. So Thursdays, Saturdays will be Iconoclasts. Next Sunday will be Dreams. And then the Sunday after that will be Little Big Planet 3. So that's what we're looking at. I had a lot of fun, even though I died an awful lot. I don't know if you're still in chat, D, but it was wonderful to have you here. And I really appreciate that you take time out of your mornings with us, especially because of the time zone difference. Leon, it's always good to see you as well, and I'm glad that your exams are finished. Drew, welcome to the chat, and hopefully you'll stick around, join us next time. Nestor, it was good that you popped in for just a little bit, even though you didn't chat too much, but it was good to see you. And Hive, it's been a pleasure these last few weeks that you've been coming in on the regular. I really appreciate that. You're always fun to have around, and I look forward to seeing you every time that we do our streams. So I think that pretty much wraps it up for us here at this go about. So for me, Risco, here in Osaka, all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao. Right, well, I'm not sure if we're actually live yet. It begins. I'm just checking out Twitch here. I'm not sure if this is actually I'm gonna be able to watch it. Hey, maybe? Yes, okay, looks like we are live. And that maybe, Twitch, streaming is gonna be a thing in the future. I'm not sure if I want to move my streams from YouTube to Twitch, but I do believe that Twitch will offer a more robust moderation package, which is not super duper necessary, but at the same time I think might not be a bad idea moving in the future. Now, if you just pop on and watch this on Twitch, and normally I don't run the bar along the side with the chat, but the last time I tried to do a Twitch stream, it didn't work, and I couldn't actually view the chat, so I thought just in case I couldn't watch it, I would, I'd have at least the chat on the telly that I could see it there. But yeah, this is, Risco. Risco. Everything is screwed up. Everything is scripted. It's a test stream. It's allowed to be screwed up. This is Risco in Osaka. And, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever and whenever you happen to be watching. This is Risco in Osaka, coming at you with some more, Playing to an Empty Room. And we are going to be looking at Risk of Rain 2. For those folks who do happen to come in from YouTube, it is an unusual broadcast time for us. Like I said, it is just a test stream. I didn't want to do it on one of our regular normal streams. You know kind of the drill. For those of you that are not followers from YouTube, basically we kind of play around for about 2 hours or so. I've only really got 2 hours to spare anymore for streams because I have to be asleep by 11 o'clock at night in order to actually Hive! Oh my gosh, it is wonderful to see you. I was just I'm doing a test to see if Twitch streaming is going to be an applicable thing in the future, and it seems that it just might happen to be. I like that the chat bar, the Chiron on the side, just lists the actual text input for those the howdy emotes. They do say howdy. In case, because I will be archiving this and putting it over on YouTube, so you know, in the future, if you want to know what the chat is saying, you should watch us on Twitch. But it is wonderful to see you, Hive, and I do hope that life is treating you very, very well. It looks like the video quality is a touch better, maybe? I don't know. I got my toes crossed a little bit here, because I need to use my fingers, so I can't really use my toes. Whoever's just dropped in as the number 3, Twitch was rude enough not to warn me when you went online, even though I asked it to. Well, I'm glad that you asked it to. I do appreciate that. And it is thus far lovely. Lovely to hear it. Hopefully this will also cut down on lag in the chat, because I noticed that lag in the chat on YouTube it can be pretty hefty at times. Hopefully it will not be quite as hefty now. I am hoping that Kronos will show up, because Kronos is the he's got the skills for Risk of Rain 2. And wanted to share some stuff with us about it last time, but didn't realize that we were actually streaming because we cut the hi NGL, the video is better than on YouTube. That is very good to hear. That makes me really, really happy. Maybe happy enough to go back and look at some of the games that we looked on YouTube a second time. But that's perhaps only me being just a little bit cheap. I'm just glad that it's running. It does look a lot better. That is kind of shocking. Because I know, like, it's hard for me to tell what things look like on other people's ends. But normally on my end, the YouTube video quality is pretty poor. So this makes me pretty happy that I can kind of glance over at the laptop and it actually looks like a game, as opposed to looking like a lot of confusing pixels. But yeah, life treats us, it treats us. I don't know what it treats us to, but it treats us to something. Apparently a lot of lizardlings at the moment, but that's maybe just only in-game. I'm gonna have to bump up my microphone. Well, my head jacks. My head jacks? My basement jacks. Because I'm not hearing the sound super duper well, but I know that when we played on the stream last time, the sound was pretty loud to start things off, so gotta find a good balance for that. Okay, we got Laser Boys. Oh, that's... okay, yeah, we got big old Laser Boy. I'm kind of, sort of, I don't know. It's been... today has been a whole thing. Recently has been kind of a whole thing, but, well, where do we start this story? Where does it begin? We're already adding extra syllables to words, so clearly things are right. You might pump up your basement jacks, but do you know where your head is at? I very seldom know where my head is at, but I'm just kind of hoping it stays on my shoulders. We always get the bursting fungus, and I don't want it. I mean, I do, but I kind of don't. There we go. Okay, so I had my headphones down low. God, I love this music so much. It is very good. So work has been a thing recently. Not necessarily a bad thing, but it's been a thing. I'm kind of making connections. I have been making connections with the fellows on my work crew, the ones that are from my actual company. And this is kind of like a double-edged sword, because obviously, I mean, you want to have good relationships with your coworkers, especially in a job like this, because, you know, a number of times you may be putting your health and safety in their hands, so, you know, to kind of be able to trust them is an important thing, I think. And there have been a couple of coworkers that have, to some extent, taken me under their wing, so to speak, and shown me the ropes and taught me how to use certain tools, and have been generally really good about shepherding me through the early process of, you know, this completely new job and completely new job environment for me, and that's been amazingly appreciated. But it kind of highlights what I feel is an essential bit of dishonesty in my relationship with my coworkers and the other people that are around me. In that I'm kind of hiding a significant portion of myself in order to maintain a work environment that I feel like I could be safe in, is maybe overstating the case, but not exactly. So, one of these chaps, who's been just a super sweetheart, who's been an absolute awesome person to work with, and he invited me out for drinks the other day. And I was leery about this, because I kind of try to silo my work life from my personal life as much as possible. Thank you. Honey Bunny said the same thing, but I still worry, because that's kind of basically just me. But at the same time, I didn't feel like I could say no to this chap and kind of blow him off. And so we went out for drinks. We drank at the convenience store. I got ragdolled. It was very nostalgic drinking at the convenience store. Although we actually drank inside as opposed to outside, and we had a really good talk. He was kind of telling me about a little bit, his hopes and dreams and what he was doing and why he was here in this particular job, and just kind of navigating the work world. And I had a lot of really good advice about... It was something interesting that he said to me, was that, if you learn a skill and you kind of get that skill down, nobody can steal that from you. That will always be yours, no matter where you go, no matter what job that you do, what company that you work for. That skill will be your skill to improve upon. And that really, it really touched me in a way. And I don't know, because I think I tend to value physical skills a lot. Oh, we're already falling through maps, so that is good. But anyways, it was not exactly a personal conversation, but it was a good conversation. And I think he had some things to tell me that were fairly important. And it was great. And I was glad, and I was torn, because, developing this closer relationship with somebody that I feel like I can't be completely honest with, and how to navigate that. And then, that was 2 days ago. And I found out today that he just, he quit without notice last night. Basically just told the boss, because he was living in the, company dormitory, so obviously he had to turn in his key and move out all his stuff. But we were waiting in the car for him today, well, in the van. The whole work crew was waiting in the van. It was like, where's this dude? Definitely sounds like a good conversation to have, but I can appreciate that feeling torn bit too. Yeah. And it means a lot that you can. It means a lot to be around people that understand that kind of the walkway that we're in, or that we're forced to be in. Because it's kind of hard sometimes. It's at odds with my basic nature of who I want to be, which is as honest as possible and with as few masks between myself and the world, but at the same time feeling like I need these masks at the moment. But so this cat, he's just he's gone, disappeared off the face of the earth, no contact information, no nothing. And it was really, it really kind of put a pall on the day. The other guys in my work crew are mostly decent. There's a couple that I do like, and there's a couple that are really quite good teachers, although their teaching styles are very different than this guy who's recently quit. There are a couple of guys that It's kind of like being in an 80s movie that is aged not really that well. Like, not terribly. It hasn't aged terribly, but it really hasn't aged very well either. And those guys in particular make me really nervous about being myself on the job. So, but to have this guy leave, this cat leave, and it's like, yeah, it was a real big shock. Although, I mean, he had been talking about quitting, and from what he was saying, you know, he was thinking maybe next month, and there wasn't really any indication that it was gonna be today. So that was my day. That was the bad part of my day, and it did kind of suck. The good part of my day was that I got to peel wallpaper, and it was immensely satisfying. Like, I don't know if you grew up with toys that had stickers on them, but applying the stickers wrong and then trying to peel the stickers off and doing your best to get them off in like one sheet, that was basically my day for about 2 hours. And it felt so nice to be able to peel off like a 3-meter chunk of sticker. Also, I got a crowbar. Like, literally in the game, I have a crowbar. And also, literally in real life, I have a crowbar. So, art imitates life, imitates art. Imitates a hermit crab. It's a mood. It's definitely a mood. I'm good. I'm all over the place, basically. I'm also dying. I mean, in the game, not in real life. Although, I mean, unless we're doing that kind of, you know, undergraduate, we're all sitting around 3 o'clock in the morning and we're really, really drunk and philosophizing about, isn't everyone dying from the moment that they are born? Which is not where we are now. I think there's a 10 to 20 second delay on chat at the moment. Let me take a quick look. Okay. It looks like, at least comparing the times on screen, like 3 seconds for video, but there might be a longer delay on chat. Oh, did I get ragdolled? I got ragdolled. Wah wah. But we did get that crowbar. I'm gonna have to play around with the settings. There's more that I want to do with if I do decide to go forward with Twitch. Obviously, I want to kind of kit things up a little bit better. Right now, it's extremely bare bones because I just wasn't sure if it was going to work at all. So now that at least I can see that it appears that it's gonna work, that's something that we could do, like making video bumpers and things like that, but also looking at all the settings. I'm on mobile using Twitch, so that might be it. I have to say this is being super stable at the moment. That makes me so happy. Like, just cutting out buffering would mean a lot to me. I'd like to try to, because the streams are always enjoyable from my end, but I would like to do everything that I can to make sure that the streams are as enjoyable as possible on y'all's end as well. And video quality is like a big part of that, and buffering issues is a big part of that, and lag issues are a big part of that. So, like, if we can move to Twitch, and it does provide a more stable stream, Spider15, dig in the convo when you can you teach me about the game? Thinking about buying it this week. I would be delighted to teach you as much as I can about the game, which is limited at the exact moment. But basically, Risk of Rain 2 a follow-up to Risk of Rain 1, which is a semi-roguelike action platformer, I guess is what we would go with here, where there are a number of stages per level, I guess you could say. So for each teleporter, because we're trying to get a teleporter activated so that we can go to the next level, we'll send you to like 2 or 3 possible variant stages, and then you'll continue doing that until your final stage, which I think, because this is still early access, I don't think the final stage has been implemented yet. The difficulty of the game ramps over time, and if you look in the upper right corner, and you can see that marker that says easy, and that will continue shifting over and over until like medium, hard, very hard, everything is out to kill you, ha 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 ha. Like, those are what it's listed as. Right now, it feels to me as though the game is not super well balanced for difficulty. It feels like there's a very sharp curve at the beginning of the game that's quite difficult for me to get over, whereas I don't feel the difficulty curve was quite as steep in the original Risk of Rain 1, and that may affect your enjoyment of the game depending on how good you are at this type of game. Myself, personally, like, moving from the 2D platformer of Risk of Rain 1 to 3D platformer of Risk of Rain 2 it's a big jump already, and then to have the added difficulty on top of that is pretty tough. Enemy design is something from a visual standpoint that I really like, and I do think that the attacks are well telegraphed enough that you can usually keep a pretty good track of what's going on the screen at any given time. Which does not mean that I live, because I often don't live. I do die a lot in Risk of Rain 2, as we will most likely see, but we're doing a pretty good job of it so far. Of course, having said that, we will die. A big part of Risk of Rain 1, and I'm guessing Risk of Rain 2 going on in the future, is building up items. And powerful and some items will synergize with each other. As you see with a lot of roguelikes, quite similar to Isaac in that way. I feel like the item distribution in Risk of Rain 1 is a little bit more generous. Like, I'm often getting to teleporters in Risk of Rain 2 and only having one item on stock, which is pretty weird, and it does make the game, I think, more difficult in that early initial curve. Now we got ragdolled. Ragdoll, living in a movie. Hot trap, daddy's little cutie. Don't mind, baby won't kill me one last time. Ragdoll. It is the current build, and I don't know when the final build is going to be, but the current build is, for me, it's really tough. I like the game, I like the presentation, I like the music, which I think is an important part of it, I like the enemy design, all of that enough that I keep on throwing myself into it, but it's a really steep curve for me, especially compared to the previous game. That's going to make the boss more difficult. We certainly don't need that. As far as story, the story is pretty scanty. You were on a cargo ship. The cargo ship has crashed on this very, very hostile planet. Everything is trying to kill you. Everything is trying to kill you. And your life is not enjoyable. As far as the previous game goes, there's a lot of story lore in the monster logs and in the item logs that I think adds a fair amount of depth, but it's not necessary, so to speak. Like, you can play the game without reading any of that at all, and I think you'd still have a really great time. But taking the effort to actually read all that stuff, I think is pretty fun. Now, that does bring up a side point that we discussed in the last stream that we played of this on YouTube, and that's the user interface fonts are very small. Even on a relatively decent size telly, it's a very small user font. So that may be an issue if you have any kind of reading issues or if you have any eyesight issues. I mean, myself, I wear contacts, and even with the contacts and the relatively decent sized screen, I gotta get really close to it to read it. But if you do have issues with reading, that it can be, I would imagine, pretty difficult to actually track. I don't know why that is. Like, why they would have chosen that that size of a font, but that just seems to be the way it is, and we hope that they will rectify that in the future. I said rectify. It's a perfectly cromulent word. There's nothing wrong with rectify. But that is, I hope, kind of a helpful thumbnail of what we're looking at here. And I hope that the stream showcases a low to mid-range level skill at this particular game, and you can kind of adjust your expectations depending. Recommend buying or waiting a few weeks? That's a tough question. If money is not an option, like if you've got $30 to spare and it's not going to hurt you too much to pick it up, I'd say buy it. I mean, I think it's only going to improve as they go through the process. It's the same team that did Risk of Rain 1, and Risk of Rain 1 turned out to be an amazing game. If money is an object, if you think that $30 would be a bit much for you right now, then I'd say you'd probably be fine waiting on it. The game will eventually be coming out of early access. The extra money might help the company, but I don't think that they would, like, not finish the game. So it really depends on where you are. I have the money for it, but I'm currently playing other titles. Time is also a big issue. Wanted this as a background game for when I'm bored more so. That's, you know, if that's what you're looking for, I don't think that you would be disappointed, provided that, like, the game style itself and the presentation style itself is something that you would enjoy. I think it makes for a perfectly fine background game, and I don't think that it would be a poor investment of the money. If you're looking for something that's more finished, if you're looking for something that's more complete, then I would say probably wait. But yeah, for a background game, if you're comfortable with spending the money, then absolutely. I think it's a good choice. It's probably one of the, like, at least nicer playing, nicer looking new games that I've played. So there's that. And it's, I mean, as far as like a non-AAA, which puts it in an affordable price range for me. Where's our teleporter? And will we get the Wandering Vagrant? Because I do have a love-hate relationship with the Wandering Vagrant. I did forget to mention that your character, you've got 4 attacks that are tethered to the triggers and bumpers. Some of the attacks are infinite, like the R2 attack here is generally everybody's basic attack, there's no cooldown on it. The other attacks do have some bit of cooldown on them, so we've got, for Commando here, come back. Solid. I'll buy it then. I like chill games that are challenging, but I don't require puzzle solving and stories all the time. Yeah, then you'll definitely find that here. I think that that's, if that's what you're looking for, that's what you're gonna get. There are some, like, hit and unlock and use these items together in this type of place to get this type of bonus, but they're not necessary to actually progress the game. I should really be using my dodge roll more. So dodge roll is for commando. Not everyone has one. Every character's got their own unique attacks, unique abilities, and that is a teleporter. For commando, the L1 is a dodge roll. It's got a 5-second cooldown on it, and it's actually pretty decent. We got Stone Titan. R1 is a rapid fire shot that will stun, which is pretty good. L2 is a piercing shot. I hate the tracking laser on this stone thing. I gotta figure out how to deal with that. It's worth mentioning that the devs do need to do something to the random spawning of the teleporter at the moment. Good point, Hive. That's a very, very good point. There is a chance on certain maps, it seems, that the teleporter will spawn inside geometry, and making that map uncompletable. It seems to come up most often in the foresty map. So far we've only seen 2 maps, unfortunately, because we can't actually get past the first teleporter, but ow, my knuckle bones. I tell you, my knuckle bones. Yeah, we've only seen the 2 maps so far, but I have noticed that like certain objects spawning within geometry, and normally that's not a big problem, but when the teleporter does that, obviously like you can't actually trigger the teleporter. Also on the foresty map, that seems to be the one that's having the most trouble, at least that we've seen. Enemies will sometimes randomly drop through the geometry, which is kind of a hoot to see, and is helpful at times, to be perfectly honest. I'm gonna take a 3-minute break just to have a really quick smoke. We'll be right back. Yosh! So far, Twitch is treating Reese's internet better as well. Oh, Des! It is wonderful to see you! Yeah, we're trying out Twitch. I'm gonna pick up the game. Not looking for a perfect finished title, but it's cool to have something on the back burner to play. I hope that you enjoyed it, Spider. I'm really enjoying it. And the first one as well is a really, really good one. You can tinker with Twitch settings for less latency or priority over real-time chat. Got it. But you've got no volume, so I'll put that in the actual chat. Okay. I'm still learning the ropes. Twitch. But this might be the future. For our streams. Gosh! Excellent. Yeah, it's it seems like the Twitch is definitely treating the streams better as far as like video and latency issues that we saw on YouTube a lot. I wish I knew why it screwed up the first time, because that was what kind of turned me off of Twitch when we were trying to stream way back when. Maybe they've had an update that works better with J-side stuff, but looking good on last tweet about shopping. Oh my god, the crowbar is so wonderful. I've been practicing with it every night. It was neat. I'm waiting to build the confidence that I can actually bring the crowbar into work. And also I need to buy like a scabbard for it. Which is not actually a joke. They do make crowbar scabbards. And I would need one so that I could bicycle it into work. Speaking of, whilst I was on my amazing peeling wallpaper adventure, the behind me, in the room behind me, there was so I was on the second floor, and on the ground was this giant kind of crane thing, and the crane thing had this big Pac-Man mouth, and basically it was tearing apart the room behind me while we were trying to tear the wallpaper off the walls, and it was amazing. We will have a crowbar scabbard. I just need the confidence. I'm not there for confidence yet, but like the whole room was shaking, and every time I would look over my shoulder, there would be this giant mechanical mouth just tearing the room behind me into pieces. Oh, it was like, it was a straight up thrill. I'm loving this job. There are aspects of this job that I don't love, to be perfectly honest. But job qua job, the actual jobby thing, it's so good. Wait, what? You were that close to a room being torn apart by heavy machinery? Yes, and it was so great. It was like easily top 20 experiences of my life. It was so cool. I don't trust the Pac-Man mouth operator as far as I could throw him, because he's the new Little King. The old Little King that we're gonna downgrade to Princeling, because it turns out that he's not quite as bad as I thought he was. But the new Little King is an absolute jackass, and I dislike him immensely. But luckily he couldn't see me. I mean, he knew I was in the room, but he couldn't actually see where I was. Heading back to my office, we'll work in the background with my headphones whilst working. Thank you so much for dropping in, Des. And actually, I should probably just put that in, because you don't have headphones yet. Thank you so much for dropping in. Yo. Lurk as much as you need. Cool. Oh, not settings. Want to go to resume. Oh, this is... I'm so glad that I decided to finally do this tonight. 2 nights ago, I was thinking about doing this 2 nights ago, but then I got drunk and went shopping. I mean, I was kind of made drunk. I didn't set out to get drunk, but my the coworker Like, he wanted drinks directly after work, and it's been a long time since I had a bunch of drinks on an empty stomach, so, you know, I got home and I was pretty sploofy. We'll go with sploofy. I think that's a cromulent word. Oh, it's our Stone Titan again. Now, what are you? You're neat. Oh, I can't get you. Okay, because we're fighting the Stone Titan now. Got it. Now, I think maybe when the Stone Titan does its tracking beam. No, I mean, it tracks the hell out of me. What? Game, what do you want me to do about that beam? Because I just did the dodge roll and it was right on top of me. I should watch somebody's video. Someone fighting the Stone Titan. We're clearly doing something wrong. I feel like I've got Wandering Vagrant down. As long as we remember that Wandering Vagrant has that self-destruct attack, and to get the heck out of the range of the self-destruct attack, I think we're fine with that. We have been able to beat the Beetle Queen, and that seems to be mostly a matter of just staying the heck away from it, and kind of kiting enemies away to where I can deal with them more easily, because she summons a lot of stuff. But the tracking beam on our Stone Titan, what is our gimmick there? What is the thing that we're meant to be doing? How quick is play? Connection-wise, drop often or solid? I haven't had any dropouts. I haven't tried online play. And there is online play in Risk of Rain 2. I haven't heard anything negative about it so far. From the chap that I know that does do that does play multiplayer every now and then. So I think it's pretty stable, but I can't speak from my own experience. Alright, that's a pod. We don't need the pod. We need this. What I really want is fireworks. Because fireworks will shoot off rockets every time we open something. And that's pretty darn useful. Although there do seem to be fewer things to open. Excuse me, Will-o'-the-Wisp. I'm afraid that is not going to be allowed. Also, I do need to remember to use the active item more. Because this one is a pretty good one. And I always kind of just leave those active items set in. And that's not smart. You should use every tool at your disposal. Unless you yourself are that tool. And don't use yourself. That would be weird. That would be like self-gaslighting. Alright, we got a shrine. Which shrine are you? Shrine O Chance. Sure, we'll plug in the money. And we actually got it to pay out. And we got a Bursting Fungus, which will heal myself and all allies if I stand still. Which is not really the smartest thing to do, but the game certainly doesn't encourage standing still, and I don't think there are many safe spots on the map to actually hide. The enemies will basically spawn everywhere, and they do not screw around. There was one, like, secret map on Risk of Rain 1, where if you had the right passive items, you could basically sit still for about 45 minutes and get every item in the game. But I think that might have been disabled in the PS4 version. Which is a shame, because it was a really good opportunity to go make a sandwich. You know, have a couple cups of coffee, drink a cigarette. No, you can't drink a cigarette. That doesn't make sense. That doesn't make sense at all, Reese. What are you talking about? Oh, what did we get? Fuel cell. hold an additional equipment charge. Reduce cooldown. Oh, that's nice. That's really quite good. But yeah, basically you just needed to stack about 3 barbed wires, and the map constantly spawned one single boss that couldn't usually reach you where you were. So the area effect of the barbed wire would tag the boss, and the bosses always drop items. So you kind of set it up. You get your barbed wires going, because eventually they would turn up through the random chance. And, or like drones. Drones turn up fairly frequently as well. And then you just kind of go dawdle around for a little bit. Do a load of laundry. Maybe tidy up a bit. Read a couple chapters of your favorite book. And when you came back, you'd be so strong that you would basically steamroll everything else in the game. And that's always a nice feeling. I will play you. We got a guitar. Excuse me, we got a ukulele. Not a guitar. Guitar shaped, but not in fact a guitar. Okay, wisps. Wisps need to go before they spawn a billion wisps. Shrine of Combat. Sure, why not? Alright, we got some stone mans. Stone mans aren't usually so bad. I hope. Although we are taking it on the chin a little bit here. So we might want to be a little bit more careful. But that's one stone man's down. That's right, the singular of stone mans is also stone mans. It's a hidden rule of English. And a demon wisp. Okay. So what you're saying is that Risk of Rain 1 pioneered idle games. Actually, when you put it that way, kind of, yeah. It does make sense. Because it basically was. You didn't... Once you had the necessary bits in place, you didn't really need to do much of anything. Now, did we actually get our bonus from the combat shrine? Because we killed both the stone mans, but I didn't see any drops. I do see electric arcs going around, and I don't know what that is supposed to imply for us. Oh, right, that's the ukulele. Right, ukulele makes electricity arc on a random chance from enemy to enemy. Right, we need to stack a couple of those, because that could be very good for us. Now, we got all the money in the world, but do we have a teleport shrine? I will take you. You are a teddy bear. Chance to come back from fatal damage. What do we got here? Combat syringe is pretty good, so we will take that. Combat syringe increases our attack speed, which is, you know, pretty important. Not without its charm. But where do we go? We want to look for floaty yellow dots. Floaty yellow dots usually mean that we are near the teleporter. Now, not the coins that also look like floaty yellow dots. Those are completely different. We do seem to be doing, and I'm afraid to say it, but I'm going to say it anyways, we do seem to be doing fairly well. I think it's the ukulele that's really helping us out. But we can't just chill with all these trash mobs forever. We are going to eventually have to face a boss, because we're moving into medium difficulty range, and that is only going to make things more difficult for us, obviously. I mean, going from easy to medium difficulty is certainly a thing. Now, Hello, Hermit Crab. My Kabutop's friend. I almost feel bad about killing those dudes, but it's very much an almost. Because they will eviscerate me. They will have my guts for the proverbial garters. There's no proverb that involves guts and garters. It's just a thing that people say. Now, hieroglyphics don't actually get us a teleporter. But they look nice, so, you know, that's the thing. The run is making me want to pick up my ukulele again. Oh, you should! You could rock up some Don Ho action. Wait, Don Ho was the ukulele dude, right? That's not me being just, like, dumb again. We could all sing Tiny Bubbles, which was also Don Ho, I think. Gosh. Now I feel like I'm forgetting my 1960s, 1970s goofballs. Connection issue for a bit. Don't know if it's my end or yours, given I have a spotty time with the Twitch app. Fair enough. I'll keep an eyeball on it if we feel like we're lagging on our end. Although looking at the... whatever's shooting at me needs to stop. Looking at the actual laptop, it seems like we are maybe okay on this end. It's always a little bit hard to tell. Now we've already been up here. And if we've already been up here, that means that we didn't see the teleporter. Now, I would be disappointed if we got a map that didn't have a teleporter, seeing as we're doing relatively strongly for once. Hi, Wisp. No, Wisp, I need you to, yeah, okay, so obviously you're not gonna let me hit you. Oh, nice little, damage boost. I don't usually get that to work out. I have issues with Ash's and Kazi's streams when I'm on mobile. Alright, so that might be a mobile issue and not necessarily a stream issue. I think I see the teleporter. Yes. Alright, let's try to make this rock. We're gonna make sweet, sweet music. Sweet, sweet ukulele music. Are you, okay, sunglasses. And sunglasses increase critical chance. And we got the Beetle Queen. And the Beetle Queen is defeatable. We've done this before. Make sure that we're using... we're getting some lucky hits with the ukulele. Our music is electric, as it were. Now, we do need to be in the field of death. We need to be in the ring of doom. Doom! Accept your moosey fate. Oh my god, we are at under 100. So, I witnessed the defeat of the Beetle Queen. Yes! That was a very lucky thing. But we did get it done. Which means that this is doable. Okay, everything... What are you? You've got a weird aura, and that means that I immediately don't like you. Okay, oh, yeah, splash damage. Okay, run. Also dodge. Don't forget your dodging. Don't forget your dodging. Don't get ragdolled. Yeesh. Yeesh. I want more rockets. Oh, it's... Okay, it's summoning beetly, goodnessy, juicy things. Alright, I bet it's got a stompy attack. Because why wouldn't it? Okay, Beetle Queen is down. Beetle Queen is down. We just need to kill everything else now. Alright, I will look at chat in a mo. But we actually might get a teleporter for once. Is it summoning Beetlejuice? It might be. That feels appropriate. Alright, I think just maybe, we might have it this time. Yeah, that's what killed us last time. The Beetle Queen went down pretty easy. Well, easy-ish. But the mobs doomed us. I think we may have done it. And we got a Will-O-Wisp, and I do like Will-O-Wisps. So let's go. Woo! We actually cleared a teleport dealy thing. Yatta! I am frankly shocked. We are in Wetland Aspect, and we've got some kicking specs on. They start us with enemies immediately. Nice to know. Alright. That is pretty faboo. I know! I am shocked, amazed, and delighted. It's all because of the ukulele. Clearly, the power of Don Ho is not to be disparaged. Maybe this is the one where we go all the way? I don't think that's the case, but, you know, we should look positively on things. We are already at medium difficulty. We've got little jellyfish. They are sweet. And I don't want to kill Kurage-kun, but it seems like the best course of action might be, just might be, oh, what are you? Besides, like, completely terrifying. There's a weird thing in a robe. You've gone some of the way, and that is good. It is good. And I am delighted. I am filled with delight. For an inaugural Twitch stream, that's pretty ballin' for me. Is that, I mean, do we say ballin'? Is that a thing that we say? I'm not sure. I might need to test that one out a little bit. Alright, what do we got? We got a weird hand thing. I don't know what you are, so we're gonna take it. I think it's a turtle. Topaz Brooch. Gain a temporary barrier on kill. I think we've seen that before. And I think temporary barriers sound pretty nifty, so we're gonna stick with that. Excellent. Now let's try to at least map out as much of this as we can. That seems like it's a teleporter? We got nothing out of that one. Shrine of Chance my eye. You need more kids of today to works hop on your slang. Right? Right? Clearly we are old. Oh my god. Super cute Kurage, but still. It wants to kill us, and not a fan of the death. Basically. Unless it's Terry Pratchett's death, or Neil Gaiman's death. But otherwise, generally not a big fan. So we're gonna have to do something about that. Topaz Brooch, you are selling it? And the... From whence? From whence indeed? I'm really liking these shade deals. Death of Rats is pretty amazing, and I will have a, you know, a functioning model of Death of Rats sometime in the near future. Oh my god, we've taken so much damage from falling. That sucks. That sucks amazingly. Everything die. Wow. That was not good. I mean, fall damage is fair. I'll give them that, but I didn't think fall damage was going to be like 1/3 or 2/3 of our health. I didn't think it... Ooh. You have quite a blast on you. So we're going to run. And hopefully enough distance will give us enough health. Death of Rats is so cute. Also, we are kinda sorta boned. Oh, you jerk! Kurage-kun! Kurage-kun is not delicious. Not at all. I want to check out some of the things that we unlocked. Still, I mean, we did finish the first teleporter, and that is a step in the right direction. Now, sorry about the very small belch. We got this teddy bear, and it says, hold on a second, I hope you can take Sydney home before Pac-Man gets to that room. I know, right? Auto transcription from room 4211B of UES redacted. Why do you sign up? Wyatt's voice was bored. The mission to the contact light's last known location was taking longer than he had expected. Malik was on the floor, clearing her rifle to get paid, mostly. And that's it? She grunted in affirmation. She continued to wipe down the weapon. I'm here to find something, he continued. I shipped it a few years back, but I don't think it made it before the train went down. It's still in the contact light, so I'm gonna get it back. She began to tighten the last remaining bolts, her routine near completion. She moved her gaze to Wyatt. Seriously? Yep. Malik raised her brow. There were over 7 million security chests in the contact light. The chance of you finding a specific one is impossible. She began to unfold her legs as she propped her rifle in the corner. And according to the distress beacon, the contact light was destroyed in orbit. Your shipment is probably floating around in space. It's all gone, Wyatt. He grinned. I think I'm going to find it. You're terrible. I think that's a different story than the previous Tougher Times, which I believe was more about a haunted teddy bear doll. Ukulele. Oh, they still haven't put it in yet. Okay. Fine, be that way. Be that way. And fuel cell. Fuel cell. As humanity began to venture out into the depths of space, high energy but low volume fuel sources became critical for interplanetary travel. Stability came later. Nice. Now where's our crowbar? Please tell me they filled in the details for that. No! No, we still don't have details for the crowbar. My crowbar looks much nicer than that one. I don't know why he wants such a big hook on it. Being that this game is early access, I'm curious about its Switch launch. I'm actually kind of curious plus shocked, because everything that I had heard previously was that they weren't planning like multi-console launches until next year. So I would guess that it's basically concurrent with whatever's on the PC. I'm gonna have to make up my own crowbar story. I know, right? It'll involve alcohol, I'm sure. Gonna take a 3-minute break. We will be right back. According to Ars Technica, it's on Xbox as well, so they've done the full sweep. They got PC, Switch, PS4, and Xbox. Well, I mean, I hope they know what they're doing. hope so too. That's a lot of platforms to simultaneously test for with early access. Yeah, I mean they're biting off a pretty big chunk, and the game is definitely a pretty big step up from what they did previously. So I mean, I hope that they're not. I hope they're not biting off more than they can chew. Just keep my fingers crossed on that one. Let's see. It's 9:39 here. I think we've got, depending on how well we do, I think we've got time for a couple more runs. I want to wrap up the stream tonight by about 10 o'clock. I stayed up later than probably was advisable last night so that I could watch The Addams Family, which I probably haven't seen since it was in theater. Excuse me, since it was in theaters. And it was mostly wonderful. It was about as good as I remembered it. I still think there was like way too much thing in it. Some of the thing-centric gags were like really not so impressive or funny now as compared to, I think, when they first came out. But I do think that the Addams Family motto is the family crest, so to speak, is something that should be adopted by various Antifa and workers' rights groups, that we will gladly feast on those who would subdue us. It's just so perfect. I mean, it's really what I'd like in my life, personally speaking. And that's because I tend to be extremely confrontation averse, and I think that's something that I need to address in myself. So as an aspirational motto, I think it works really quite well. Also, I haven't feasted in a while, and I do feel that there are those who would like to subdue, so... Although thankfully not so much in Japan. My life is probably easier, I think, than others in a similar situation in some ways. Mostly because, like, the worst thing that I get, being a low-key disability advisor advocate, I strongly approve of that motto. Right? Like, it just works for so many. And I think that we need more feasting. Glad feasting. Because there are folks out there. But at least, I mean, like, I feel like I have at least a certain amount of privilege in that being here, being white, and largely, whether I like it or not, looking like a guy, the most people do is just look. Some people are more obvious in their looking than most, but in my day-to-day, like in my non-professional life, in my personal life, you know, I can mostly go around looking the way that I want to look, at least within the, you know, the confines of what is available to me at the moment, physically and monetarily. But, and people don't, like, give me any shit about it. Even when I went to the unemployment office, nobody treated me particularly any differently than they would have otherwise, which I don't feel like I could say if I were in the States or, you know, other places. Well, I don't know how Canada is, but it seems like Britain is just kind of a bit of a heck hole as far as treatment of trans folks. It is, and it's like, it's a huge burden off my mind. Because I remember, like, when I lived in Milwaukee, and like people would shout shit. Just I'll get transcendence. I don't know what that means. Convert all your health into shield. Increase maximum health. That's neat. I think we spent a coin to get that. I don't think that was a free coin. I think that was a pod. Like, I mean, I wasn't particularly odd looking. I had green hair and tattoos, but like that's not, even for the time, that wasn't like super outre. But like people would shout shit across the street at me for just shouting shit across the street reasons. I can't imagine what it would be like if I was just rocking my usual I'm wearing a happy skirt style. So just to, even if my only personal time is really on Sundays now, just to kind of have that as a buffer is a lot. Now I'm sure that my experience would be different significantly if I were Japanese and if people viewed me as Japanese. But clearly, obviously, that's not the case. So there's this kind of, well, it's weird, but they're a foreigner, so that's just how foreigners do type of aspect to things, it feels like, where I'm on people's radars momentarily, but they forget about me fairly quickly. Which, yeah, it's just it's a wealth less stress to deal with. Now, I don't know how that's gonna, you know, work with moving on to more official, kind of dedicated movements towards where I want to be, like dealing with doctors, for example, or dealing with changing gender markers or things like that. I don't know how all that's going to be, being here in Japan. But at least this small aspect of it is, like, I feel a lot easier than maybe other people might have to deal with. And I appreciate that. I realize that it is a privilege, but it's not something that I'm going to turn down either. I noticed that since coming out to my folks, they've largely stopped asking me if I'm going to come back to the United States, because I think they know the score pretty well. So, yeah. I do worry a little bit, because I am going to have to go back to the US. I am going to have to deal with certain legal aspects that would be more easily done in New York State. Hopefully before my parents move, because I don't know what that does to my technical permanent address. But that is a worry for another day, because the starting cost on that is $2,000 for plane tickets, so yeah. That's not anything that we're dealing with in the immediate future. But it will be something that we need to deal with in the medium-term future, I think. Because the folks are talking about moving to South Carolina. And like I said, I don't know if that means that, technically speaking, I also moved to South Carolina, or what? Because as far as I know, my legal address in the States is my parents' house. So that's all sorts of weirdness. Oh, did we get a robot? I think it's a health robot, and I think we like health robots, so that's a big help. Also, I don't know if I completely trust the websites that I've read about, like, the process of changing names and changing gender markers in New York State, because I feel like, and I have no reason to believe this except for just the fact that I'm paranoid, but I feel like they were written from a New York City perspective, and New York City and upstate New York are very different places. And upstate New York is far more conservative than New York City is. So, but again, that's something that I shouldn't be torturing myself with now, because it's simply not something that I can make active movements towards at the moment. So I need to keep that in mind. It's a small thing, but it's an important thing to note. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah. Jump off the cliff and roll! Oh, nice dodge. Completely lucky, but still. Personal shield generator. Alright. I mean, I like personal shields. Now, where does this run go? Because it looks like it's starting off pretty solid. Oh, that's right, the Hoplu Hoplu? Hopu? The Hopu feather gives us a double jump. I forgot all about that. I feel like we want to be breaking down this dude here, but we've also got little lizard people behind us. But thankfully, David Ick? Is it pronounced Ick? Or is it pronounced Ike? I-C-K-E? Anyways, he's not here, so he can't turn our lizard people into any Semitic slurs, and we definitely appreciate that. We'll keep our lizard people just strictly lizard people. Where? Oh, that's a big thing in chat. Hold on a second here. I watched The Nightingale, and one of the critiques I have heard is that it's iffy to equivocate the suffering of Aboriginal people and Irish people back in prison colony days of Australia, but having seen the movie, I don't think it does. It works on creating a bond based on shared trauma, but specifically allows the Irish woman to appreciate and exercise her privilege to assist her and her Aboriginal tracker get out of scrapes that would have seen him be shot on sight. Okay. I know that you mentioned Nightingale in chat. I don't know why it didn't list that on the actual PS4. So I apologize if that was like 10 minutes ago and I only just noticed it now. But it does seem to be a fairly interesting film. Now, David Ick, I think his name is David Ick, but he's a lizard people proponent, but like his lizard people, it's too big to list on PS4. That makes a lot of sense, and which means I should probably take a skim through the chat to make sure that I haven't actually missed larger posts. And I will be using the laptop chat exclusively if we do Twitch in the future. Mostly the PS4 chat was just in case I couldn't actually watch the stream on the laptop, because that happened the last time. But yeah, he's a lizard person proponent, but he's also, if I recall correctly, an anti-Semite, and basically like an all-around jerk. I think he might also be a Holocaust denier, but I don't recall off the top of my head. But basically it was one of those things where in the 90s, lizard people... did we die? Oh, we got ragdolled! Oh my god! Yeah, he's one of those people. I tell you, I think we're gonna do one more run. Like, conspiracy theories were more fun in the 90s when it wasn't obvious that most everything was like protocols of the elders of Zion. Hi, the Jews are gonna like do something terrible and this is our anti-Semitic conspiracy type of thing. Like, when you start to dig into a lot of conspiracy theories, they are pretty... I did got multi-lasered. I did. It was it was pretty rough. They do tend to kind of boil down to anti-Semitism, but at least when I was younger, like when I was in uni, I feel like a lot of that was more obfuscated. So you could kind of be like, oh, conspiracy theories. Oh, they're funny. Oh, ha ha ha. No, actually, like, they're not really all that funny at all once you dig into them. But the ability to dig into a lot of these things and to see where the roots of a lot of them were wasn't quite there yet. I mean, there was the internet, obviously, but it wasn't what we have today. It wasn't the storehouse, I feel, of knowledge that, or sub-knowledge, or pseudo-knowledge that we do have at our fingertips now. This is a problem with media like the X-Files and Deus Ex where all conspiracies are true. Yes. Yes, yes, yes. And I think that for a lot of media in the 90s, like, a lot of conspiracies were read in a very superficial level without a lot of the kind of the digging under where they came from or what they meant. So you'd get a lot of like conspiracy media, which was superficially like a lot of fun, but when you start to get the background of it, it's like, yeah, but actually no. But actually it's kind of accidentally promoting things that we really don't want to promote. And in fact, like, the people who follow these things and who build these things are often, like, really quite damaged. But at the time, it just felt like fodder for interesting stories. So it's kind of one of those, I don't know, getting older and seeing where things that you enjoy actually come from on a deeper level and not being quite so comfortable with it. Whether or not the creators, like the secondary creators, you know, folks, for example, who were writers for the X-Files, I mean, I don't believe that they kind of realized what they were digging up or promoting. I think it was just something that was in the... Is it Zeitgeist? Zeitgeist? I'm never sure how to pronounce that word. Like, basically conspiracies were kind of almost everywhere in media at the time. Oh, we got a Lesser Wisp monster log. Awesome. I wonder if we actually get the story of the Lesser Wisp. Wolfenstein The New Order. I have not played Wolfenstein The New Order. And I don't know if I will, to be honest. Sorry I went AWOL, I'm back to lurking. It's perfectly okay, Des. You can lurk as much as you want. I would never begrudge. I know with time zones, they can just be at home and in a chattable situation. But I'm so glad that you showed up tonight. It does mean a lot. And I always appreciate when you show up. And I appreciate the understanding for my not having episodes this week of like the regular series stuff. It's a lot. Recently it's been a lot. So just being able to kind of not spend a Sunday recording, but spend a Sunday sleeping meant a lot to me. And I think it meant a lot to my mental health, so thank you so much for understanding. Enjoy your headphones, enjoy the nannering. Most of the streams do tend to come down to nannering at some point anyways. I don't want to get ragdolled, but I do have my eye on the clock. Wouldn't it be funny if this turned out to be the run? This turned out to be the golden goose that laid the golden eggs, that laid the golden teleporters, that allowed us to defeat every boss and spend like 12 hours doing this. I don't think I could spend 12 hours doing this. I don't think we got that kind of run. It's a lot of fun to mow down Nazis, and the game itself pokes at the power fantasy aspect of being a macho killing machine, because BJ is constantly horrified at the massive loss of life and all the destruction he personally causes. Huh. I know I downloaded New World Order off of PSN, but it only had J-side support, like Japanese language support, and it was just like too much for me. And also, at least the beginning stages, it's a lot of brown, and I kind of want something a little bit more vibrant. Is one thing I liked about Borderlands 2 with the cell shading, or the kind of semi-cell shading that it's got. Like, it does lend a very different dynamic to the game environment. Now, I could have sworn that I saw a teleporter at some point, but I'm not seeing one here. I do appreciate, you know, any... you know, I don't know, it's... I feel like I'm gonna need to noodle this a little bit more, but like usage of Nazis in media, not in positive aspects. If media is using Nazis in positive aspects, then it needs some serious help, and that help's not gonna be coming from me. But like, I remember, and it's something that I've pointed out before, with spoilers, but it also postulates a world in which Jews are incredibly intelligent and technologically advanced people with like power armor and such. How did we get up on this hill? I was looking at chat. So like, do you feel is it fetishizing Jews, or like, what is your read on that? Is it cool because giving marginalized people super abilities is cool, or is it kind of iffy because it feels like it's what's the words that I want? What are the words that I want? Like, it's making them into a MacGuffin? Is that maybe that's kind of where I'm going? Because I think you could kind of sort of read it either way. But while the whatever lag is kind of taking care of that, I remember in the introduction to Delta Green, and I've got my issues about Delta Green, and it's something maybe to talk about on another stream when we have more time for it. But I do think that Delta Green is one of the best researched, one of the best written role-playing supplements out there, hands down. But I've got, it's a game that's aged difficultly because of when it came out, in relation to a lot of media and in relation to the world. You know, it's a pre 9/11 game, and it's a pre Kiefer Sutherland 24 game. So, like, things that seem novel at the time feel very differently right at the moment, and it felt differently for me for about the last 10 years. But anyways, they in the short story books, which are amazing and I recommend, and they do a real quick like recap of the different groups of Delta Green. And you've got Delta Green, and you've got Majestic 12, and you've got the Karatechia. And like Majestic 12 and the Karatechia are the kind of the bad guy groups for, you know, Delta Green. They're antagonist groups. And Majestic 12 is your Men in Black Big Brother style conspiracy. They've made a deal with the Migo to sell out the planet. They gain access to higher technology, and the Migo get to experiment on humans as much as they want. But the Karateka are Nazi sorcerers. The point is that it's giving marginalized. The plot point is that the concrete the Nazis use is based on a Jewish recipe, but a Jewish elder is sabotaging the formula, so it's framed as a pro-Jew narrative beat. Okay. I mean, if that's the... I haven't played the game, so I can't take one reading or the other, but if that's the way that you feel and that it's handled well, then that's super cool. It is always nice when marginalized groups get recognition and some degree of power in narratives. But to jump back to steps. So you've got the Karateka, and the Karateka are Nazi sorcerers, basically. They're holdovers from World War II. They've teamed up with someone... Well, they're being sponsored by someone that they believe is the ghost of Hitler, but is actually Nyarlathotep, which I know I've mangled that name, which is good, because if I said the name correctly, I'd probably summon them. And they're basically portrayed as, yes, quite powerful, but also relatively dumb, pretty ineffectual compared to Majestic 12 and compared to other mythos groups in the setting. And in the introduction, the authors ask, like, you may ask why we included Nazis in the game, and it's because it's always fun to beat up Nazis. And on one hand, yes, it's always fun to beat up Nazis. And if you're ever wondering if it's okay to punch a Nazi, it is 100% okay to punch a Nazi if you think it's not going to get you killed. Because you need to look out for your own safety first. Your own safety is paramount. But, provided that your own safety is safe, and you feel like you punch a Nazi, then by all means, please punch a Nazi. But, given how everything turned out, given how we've got, straight up fascism on the rise again, and I feel like we may have made too light of the situation, and the power that these groups can wield, and the ability that these groups have to proselytize and to gain adherence. And I don't know where or if to assign any kind of blame there, but the ideas I feel like we had in the 80s and the 90s that the Nazis were a discredited movement, and who would believe this kind of garbage, and it's all going to be in the dustbin of history anyways because we beat them, and who sides with the losers? Well, the Lost Cause folks who side with the rebels. Stupid Civil War. Yeah. I don't know. I feel very complicated. We kind of beat this horde of cockroaches, but we never fumigated the nest. And then we just kind of patted ourselves on the back and said this was all taken care of. And we don't need to really worry about it very much anymore. We don't really need to consider it as a significant existential threat. And the last... Well, I mean, I would say the last 20 years have really kind of paid to that. Well, maybe almost the last 20 years now have kind of put paid to that idea that we need... There is not a end point. There is a need for some constant vigilance against these types of ideas that we didn't do. We just figured, like, well, we're done, and we'll get to make them out to be the funny bad guys, and they're not, like, the funny bad guys. They're the real bad guys, so... I don't know, but I'm nannering on at this point. At the same time, it is accidentally validating anti-Semites by positioning Jews as a scheming, powerful people that can't be trusted. Ooh. I mean, I'm not qualified to really dig down into that one. But I feel like there's a bit of a catch-22. Like, alright, you posit a world, because it's the Wolfenstein world, right? The new Wolfenstein world. Like, the Nazis have won, right? They control society. They've taken over America, right? They've taken over America in that world. What did I walk in on? Leon Dallad. You walked in on the end of the stream, unfortunately, and it was a bit of kind of I'm just thinking about, you know, rise of fascist groups and how fascism was looked at when I was younger, when I was like university age in the 1990s, and how I feel like kind of dropped the ball on that, and talking about that within the context of Wolfenstein, the new Wolfenstein game, and the treatment of the characters in Wolfenstein. So, unintentional messaging in media, particularly the treatment of Jewish characters and the Jewish narrative in Wolfenstein 3D. And in my sense, and this is going to kind of be a wrapping point before we do the what are the schedules coming up in the future point. Also, thank you so much, Leon, for showing up. You subscribed like a month ago, and I haven't done any Twitch stuff, but I super appreciate you dropping in. Really quick, tying a bow on this, from an outside standpoint, from a non-Jewish standpoint, and thankfully a non-Nazi standpoint, the fuck Nazis. I think that there's a bit of catch-22 in the Wolfenstein narrative. That, so if the Nazis are in power, then the only way to stop the Nazis would be by scheming, right? There's no frontal assault until, like, BJ shows up and starts mass slaughtering everybody, because he's the video game character, that's what he does. So any kind of resistance movement is going to have to be a priori a behind the scenes, you know, abusing trust and sabotaging formulas and things like that. There's no way in the narrative to have a resistance that's not like that. And because the threat is Nazism, and because the movement is directly coming from World War II, there's no way to have that narrative without a Jewish presence in that narrative, which is important, I think. But then, like you say, does that promote a more negative image, or does that reinforce more negative images that anti-Semitic groups promote of Jewish groups? And I can't say yay or nay to that, especially because I have not played the game itself. Thank you. Thank God I got context. Yeah, I had the feeling you'd stream here at some point, but I just missed it, darn. It's no problem. Actually, Leon, what we're doing basically, tonight was a test case. I wasn't sure if Twitch would allow me to stream from Japan, because when I tried it a year ago, it got really weird and it didn't work out. I think we are going to be moving from Switch, and this is a really good segue. I think we are going to be moving the streams from YouTube to Twitch in the future. I'm not drunk. This week's streams, the Thursday, Saturday, and Sunday streams, are going to be on YouTube just so that I can catch my regular viewers. And then next week's regular streams will be, starting from next week, will be on Twitch. We're going to be playing around with settings and playing around with things to make the channel look a little bit nicer. It's probably going to be pretty bare bones at the very beginning, just until I figure out how everything works, because I've got 3 years of experience on YouTube, but I don't really have any experience working with Twitch. But hopefully, you know, as we progress in the future, things will get evened out a little bit, and they'll have nice banners and everything like that. But in the beginning, it's going to be very empty box type of stuff. As for the actual schedule, tomorrow night on YouTube will be episode 200 of Playing to an Empty Room. We are going to be starting Iconoclasts. That is going to be our next long-form game. We'll be playing that on Thursdays and Saturdays until we finish the game itself. So Saturday also will be Iconoclasts. Sunday will be Dreams. Right. Sunday is going to be Dreams. Because we did Little Big Planet last week? Yes. Hi. Sunday will be Dreams because we did Little Big Planet last week. And then the next week will be on Twitch. And it will be Thursday, Saturday, 8 o'clock, Iconoclasts. And then Sunday will be most likely Little Big Planet 3. Thank you so much, Leon. I do really appreciate it. And I'm glad that we could give you some context. I know sometimes, like, when discussions get kind of deep into the discussion and we jump into the discussion in the middle, and it can be a little bit like, what is going on? Like, what are we talking about here? But I appreciate that you stayed for the context and you didn't run away, and I appreciate you very much showing up to the stream. And finally I'm having streams on Twitch so that we can see you more often. This was a really, really good test run. I'm happy with the stability. I'm really happy with the video quality. I'm gonna have to play around a little bit to work out the lag issues between chat and myself. But as Little Big Des mentioned, there should be some settings that I can play with in the Twitch dashboard that should cut down on that, and we can interact a little bit more quickly. But latency settings, yes. I may start Mana Medan and Bioshock Infinite or We Happy Few with Dreams on Sunday. Everybody, if you're not watching Little Big Des, because I know that I don't have the chance to watch Little Big Des so much recently because of my job, but Des is a wonderful streamer. She's a super cool person and super supportive in general, but her streams are actually also, actually sounds like a backhanded compliment, but her streams are also really fun and really enjoyable. She does a number of games, as she's mentioning here, Mana Medan and Bioshock Infinite. I know that you were doing Days Gone previously, Des, and maybe Fallout 4, but those are wrapped, perhaps? It did go really well. I'm super happy about all this. But if you have a chance to check out Des's streams, drop in and say hello and give her some support, because she's just a wonderful person, an amazing person, and I appreciate her dropping into the streams and supporting me through a lot of things, not just through YouTube and through Twitch. But that does it for us, or I'm just going to talk forever. And I do need to sleep, like I super need to sleep. So, everyone, thank you. From me, Disco, here in Osaka, to all of you out there, wherever you may happen to be, thank you, thank you. Arigato, arigato, sayonara, see you, and ciao.